Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand. Call
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Unfortunately, Dark was unavailable this evening, so I'll be taking over. Yeah, so your boy got some new masks, okay, and yes, they are monogram Kimlight. And for those nights that you're feeling frisky, you can bust out the Lazy Roofer masks as well. And if you're really feeling froggy, when you put them on, right? You put them on, pull them down, okay? Then you take the back, pull the back over, and you got yourself a little makeshift ski mask. All right. Now, why would you need that? You don't. But just in case you'd like to, conceal the old identity, um, for any reason at all. But sometimes, even if you don't want to conceal your identity, you may just want to rock a little accessory that matches your hoodie. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, this is like the dopest hoodie I've ever owned, bro. Look at this shit. And the cool thing, for those of y'all that don't know, oh snap, the little stars are retired ATF agents. Okay. We'll call them retired ATF agents. Let me take this stuff off. It's way too hot to be doing this. Hold, please.
Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer.
All right, my bad. I had to take it off. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We have an albeit short, however exciting show. Oh man, I really shouldn't be drinking this soy microplastic water. Um, and if any of you guys were ever wondering what the core of a green tip looks like after you fish it out of something meaty, that's what it looks like. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. I got a couple folks joining as well. I was just going to do a dark stream tonight, but I was like, you know what? I saw that Coop and Rich and some other folks were doing a stream on the State of the Onion. So I said, you know what? Let's have them come over too. So I have them coming through, and we'll have a good time. We'll have a good time. Anyway, so actually, let's go ahead and greet everyone first, then we'll jump into it. We got a couple things we got to hit. So, okay, first off, if you're here for the first time ever, okay, what we do is we usually take the first like 10 minutes or so after this moment on, because it's already been like 10 minutes. What we do is we take the first 10 or so minutes greeting everybody, greeting the channel members, and just saying hello, just sharing gratitude for everyone coming in and spending their time. I mean, my average watch time, the average time that each of y'all are chilling in here is almost an hour, okay, which is crazy. So the fact that you guys come in and you dedicate that much time to come in and hang out, chill with the community, and just basically talk ish. I love it and I appreciate y'all. So because of that, I want to take that time to greet everybody, say hello, and just share gratitude for y'all coming and spending time. All right. So anyway, tonight, first this evening was your boy Damien, our brother in Christ, Damien Christ, which is an interesting name because Damien and then Christ, they're two. It's like, Mr. Black White, Mr. Up Down, Mr. Positive Negative. Anyway, Damien Christ, my guy, congrats on being first. It's up to you. Do you want a high five? Do you want a crisp high five? Do you want a fist bump? Do you fist bump? Okay, all right, let's do it. Put your fit. Oh wait, put your fist up. There we go. Congratulations, man. And you know what? This evening I was not sleepy. It wasn't the sleep. I had thing with the neighbor. I had to help the neighbor out, and had kind of a bizarre thing. My well, I'll talk about it after the intro. Anyway, Kurt 24, my guy, the producer, not only is he a mod, he is also a channel member. I appreciate you, my guy. We got Toy Town Inc. in the building. What's up, Toy Town Inc.? Also a channel member. We got, let's see, Toy Town Inc., Kurt 24. Scoozy, we got your boy Zanty Misfit. What's poppin', fam? Dark, are you at the Fed Boy meeting? I was. I was at the Fed Boy extravaganza. Zanty Misfit, channel member. Blue Curtain Burner, what's up, brother? Also with channel member. We got Not My Name, channel member. Let's see, Zanty, Toy Town, Lightning McQueen, my guy. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Also a channel member. Kurt, Lightning McQueen, Prepper Book Club, my guy. Great to see you. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Toy Town, Prepper Book Club, Live Life. Bam, bam. He gets a double salute. And my boy Drew, bam, bam. He get the double salute. Y'all have been for real hooking a brother up, and I appreciate y'all so much. Oh, so much. Let's see, Live Life, Kurt 24. Who else? Aggie, my boy Aggie. What's up, brother? Agorizer, my guy. Been here for like 2 years, man. All y'all, I appreciate y'all so much. So much. James, that hurts my feelings. Okay. That track was featured on Call of Duty, okay? And it's one of the only tracks that I can actually get away with playing without getting a strike. Don't repeat that, okay? Live Life, Toy Town Inc., Kurt 24, Aggie. We got Aggie in the building. Tech Money. What's up, brother? Okay. The music is okay, right? Appreciate you. Now I'm gonna play something that like really sucks, like for real. You should have heard, bro. Do y'all remember the music before? Do y'all remember? Was it this one? Was it I'm just kidding. Y'all know the glowy music. I know. I mean, that kind of rocks too. I'm not gonna lie. We got used to it. Bing, 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 brung, 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 brung. It kind of rocks too. I'm not gonna lie. Man, kind of missed that. Should I go back? Should I go back to the glowy beats? You let me know. You let me know. Anyway, we got Aggie, Tech Money, Zanti Misfit, all channel members. We got Goon Beam dropping the pecker up in here. Thank you for the pecker. Uh, Live Life, Amakila, Agorizer. Let's see, Toy Town Inc. We got Scott D. Pugnificent. What's up, brother? Good to see you. It's so dope too when I see you guys like in other chats. So I'll see people constantly in like Clint's doing like a live stream with classic firearms or like 2EDU or whatever. I see you guys all over the place, and I appreciate y'all. For wheel, for wheel. Zanti Misfit, my guy, what up? We already said what's up to you, but I'll say what's up again. What up? Hey, Sport Brand LFG. Salute to chat. 07. For the longest time, I didn't know what 07 meant. And then one time I took a very long look at 07, and I realized that the kids nowadays are using the little O and a number 7, because you can't do a 07 because that just looks like 07. But if you do a little O with a 7, it looks like a dude saluting, right? I can't do a 7 with my arm, but you know what I'm saying. It looks like someone saluting, so it's a respect thing. So if somebody ever says like, "Yo, Sport Brand 07," I didn't know what it meant for the longest time. So you may see me out here like 07 send, 07 send, 07 because it's like I'm an old man, and probably I would say like halfway futterish. I don't know, maybe y'all would disagree, but I like to, I like to do, what's cool, what feels good. You know what I'm saying? Sport Brand, my guy, our favorite mod. Great to see you. Let's see. Aggie Bob Mosavo. Great to see you as well. Chana member. Appreciate you coming and hanging out as well. Kurt 24, Spoke Brand, yo, Live Life, oh, Oy vey, Agorizer, Toy Town Inc. Drew, definitely need the hoodie. I thought you ordered one in your didn't you like order like one of everything on the merch shop? I'll see if I can get one. Send me a DM of your size, because my man Drew is yeah, Drew, I appreciate you a lot, and I'll see if I can get you one. I can only order certain things like once a month, but let me see. Let me see what I can do. Let's see. Drew Scott, Deep Magnificent, Zanti, Agorizor, Taco Syndicate, my guy. Great to see you. Also with channel member. Appreciate you. Zanti, Agorizer, Barton Fink. Great to see you. I'm upset Biden didn't propose his diaper blend as a way to resolve the food crisis in this country. Yo, can I get one quick shout out though? So hold on, I'm gonna lose my spot. So okay, we'll go to the T for Tejas. Dang, T for Tejas, 20 months. Who am I created, bruh? Hold on. So I got to keep an eye on that just in case people's trying to roll up on me. They're like, oh, he's live streaming, he won't see it coming. Yes, I will quite literally see it coming, and neither will you. Okay, so Toy Town Inc. Dark's playing bingo. Hold on, where is it? Here it is. Toy Town Inc. says, State of the Union is like watching the weather. If I want an accurate report, look out the window. Bro. And the comment gods have blessed you, my son. That is, man, I wish most people could actually step back for a moment and stop, force feeding the mainstream media's down their throat, and just be like, oh, you know what? Let me think for myself for a moment. And no, they're not going to do that. Let's see, where'd I leave off? Hey, there we go. Let's see, Taco. And look, bro, see, Taco's got the sleepy roofer flag all up in there. Love it, love it. T for Tejas, my guy, 20 months. Howdy, folks. Also a channel member. I appreciate you. That means, so for people that don't know, that means that he has been a channel member of this show for 20 months. That is nearly 2 years, for those of you that can't do math, which is mostly left-handed people, but Bob Mosavo, Taco Syndicate, T for Tejas. I'm at work, so I won't be chatting, but I'm listening. Appreciate you, Tejas, my guy. Barton Fink. Let's see, Taco Syndicate Agorizer. Let's see. Want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Hold up. Well, I think I did miss some folks. Sport Brand, number one mod, number one stunner. Mike McClune, the goon. Late to the party tonight, did not eat lunch tonight. But yes, I did punch the time clock and took a break. Been one of those effing nights. I feel you, bro. I'm sorry. I hope that you have a better night. Let's see, Mike McClune, the goon. ADXR920. What's up, fam? Good to see you, my guy. Let's see. Barton Fink. Mike McClune. There he is. CNT Designs and Items. What's up, brother? Oh, Rich sent it to you, CNT. Rich should have sent it to you. So I don't know how he generally communicates with you. Maybe check your email or Instagram because I did send it to him on Instagram. Taco Syndicate, my guy. Dang. Hey, we got an anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. Kurt 24, Chena member for 24 months. Man, I love it. Can we show Kurt some love in chat for the dedication? Dedication. I mean, bro, that's impressive. He didn't break. That means he hasn't even replaced a credit card in 2 years. You may want to look into your fraud settings. I'm just saying. Uh, I appreciate you, bro, for real. Lady McQueen, Barton Fink, Blue Curtain Bernie, Toy Town. Let's see, ADXR 920 right behind him, bro. 22 months, man. I appreciate all you guys so much, man, for real. ADXR 920 and your name, son, your name. I don't mean son like in the upper northeast way. I mean like your name, like my guy, brother. That's what I mean. Don't be sonning me. Um, your name is what convinced me to get the XR920C. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. And that's the gun that I keep in my sack. If you're curious, I keep it in my sack. Not my oh, get your mind out of the gutter, bro. I'm talking about my sack, y'all. All right, hold up. So those of you that don't know, this is my smooth, dark sack. I retired my other sack that is now medical only, and this keeps all my stuff. And when you're rocking it, it just looks like a little sack, and it looks like a professional sack, right? But when you grab the handle and open it, it's got a bing. It's got that little neener. And also, if you may be facing the other direction, okay, you can also grab this handle and yeet zippers. How does zippers work? I know. I don't know. The same way magnets do, I guess. But this is pretty dope. Also, I have I don't think it's in here. I have a piece of level 3A armor that is like exactly this size. So I'm going to bring it to a tailor because I don't want to like put it in there and have for just reasons. I don't feel like getting into it. All right. Um, I can I'm going to bring this to a tailor, have them split this ish open, take out the padding, and put level 3A armor in there. I wasn't going to, but I was like, you know what, bro? I would rather have a little bit of armor covering my sternum when I flip this bag around. And now, let me just say this because I know a lot of y'all just came to your own conclusion. I do not carry my primary handgun in my sack. Okay. My primary handgun is on my body. Okay. So in my pants, I got the 43X. Well, it's kind of a 43X slide on a 48 MOS frame, but it's, a 43X. Okay. And then also, I got that backup with the Shadow Systems XR920C. So I hope that clarifies some things for you guys. Thank you. More Beta Prince, my guy. Great to see you. Rusty, Crusty, Trombone, Shackleford, my guy. Great to see you. ADXR920, more Beta Prince, Chinamemba, Rusty, Chinamemba, Mike McClune, The Goon, Chinamemba, Rusty, Aggie, not my name, Scott, Deep Magnificent, Rusty, One Love Design, my guy. Great to see you also with Chinamemba. I appreciate you, man. For wheel. Bob, Blue Curtain. Let's see. Did I miss anyone? Hold on. One Love Design, Bob. Rich, you got to let me know which one to bring in, bro. There's two of you back there, doggy. Let's see. Bob, Senor Bob. One Love Design. Ting. Ting Ting, how are you, sweetheart? Great to see you. Thanks for joining. We only have a few women that come in and hang out with us, and those that do, let's be honest, they're gangsters because if you don't know, Ting Ting goes hard. Ting Ting will crush a case of a beer while mag dumping an AK from her hip and an underfolder at that. So yeah, she's hip. She knows what's up. Kurt 24, Scott D Magnificent, Taco, my guy, member for 12 months. That's a year. What have you done for a year? Okay, well, Taco's committed to. I mean, he's just supporting me. I mean, that's all. I was gonna make it sound cool and exciting, but thank you. I appreciate you, Taco. Lightning McQueen, Barton Fink. Hey, Drewski, my guy. You rock, brother. No, you rock, brother. No, you rock. You rock. Thank you. I appreciate you, man, for real. Drew. Oh man. And Drew also has a shirt that says Thigov Vermint did nigh. Well, no, it says Thiga Vermint did nigh 11. And it's great because, most people will never, ever get what it means. And at the same time, it means so much. We'll never forget Building 7. Agorizer, Rusty, hey, almost 20 months since we dropping these. Yeet. I like that, man. Thank you. Man, the dude's up in here pushing almost 2 years, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Appreciate y'all. Agorizer, Taco Syndicate, 070. He used the big O. He used the big O. I'm just playing. I still love it. Tech Money, Lightning McQueen, Barton. Hey, 16 months. I'm man enough to admit that Kurt has 8 on me. Love it. Love it. Dark Sack Wax. Oh, that would be an awesome product. I could do that. I think I could do that. Bob, Taco Tech, Kurt, hey, Rudy Finney, my guy, member for 6 months. Although he's dropped enough in super chats with no words in it that could have paid for 2 years of membership. So I appreciate you. DLD's big old fupa sack. Beautiful. Thank you. It's for you. I keeps it clean for you. Hey, Chuck Norris, bro. How you been, man? Good to see you. Let's see. Tech Money, Chuck Norris, Mike McClune. Man Against the Masses. Primary is PWEDC. That's the last ditch. All right, that's the last ditch. Let's see. Tech Money, Slide Bite, bro. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Also with Channel Member. Appreciate you. Yo, this is getting real hard to do. I'm 23 minutes in. Granted, the first 6.5 minutes was the song and stuff like that, but this is a lot of channel members. I may have to reevaluate how I'm doing this. Rudy Shackelford, One Love Design, More Beta Prince, Slide Bite, Scott D. Magnificent, Bob, all you guys. We got Take America Back. We got Tavenho. Love, Joe Morris, Vallejo. Great to see you, Joe Morris. Appreciate you, my guy. All these honorable mentions, Joe Morris. Let's talk bulletproof underwear. That's an excellent idea. Tang, she got that Tang. Man Against the Masses, my guy. I think I saw G23. Where did I see G23 up in here? G23, my guy. Great to see you. Damian Christ, my brother in Christ. Who else? If I missed you, I'm sorry. I love you. Sound off in chat and we'll say what's up. And just guys, let's remember, let's get ready to rumble. Although we're actually not getting on Rumble tonight. We're just gonna be we're just, hey, how did I miss this? Tech Money, member for 12. Oh, because it just came through. That's why. Sorry. Tech Money, member for 12 months. A whole year. Dude. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. And he's got that DMV flavor. You know what I'm saying? All right. Hey, deplorable, bitter clinger. I have a feeling that there's so much more to your name that I just don't know. But I appreciate you coming and hanging out. Big Fish Little Boat, my guy. What up? Darian, my guy. What up? Let's go ahead and get started. And the first guest that we're gonna bring in here is your boy, who has not only crashed a plane, he's crashed 2 planes. And did he rebuild them? No, he still didn't rebuild the planes. But Flying Rich, who's known for flying and crashing. Welcome.
One went straight to the landfill. The other one was repairable.
Oh, one went to the landfill?
Oh yeah.
Did you get a big insurance check payout?
Oh fuck yeah.
Yes. Why you gotta drop the F-bomb like right away? The first thing you did was
You
drop the
living on this monetization or what?
I mean, not really, but I
Paying the
mean,
rent?
let's be real, like they don't monetize most of my stuff, but I've had 2 videos recently get monetized and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, sorry, forgot about the balloon thing. Yeah, I'm like, man, this could be I could be turning the corner, right? Or maybe they just literally have no idea what we're talking
They're
about.
just warming you up for the train wreck.
Probably. Dark Sig P226 X5 Legion is nice guns. Yes, and if you have handled the single action only, I would probably wouldn't carry the single action only variant. However, the single action only Zev 226 is like, oh, like pure sex, dude. That thing is, get your hands on it. Run the slide. The trigger is like you could sneeze on it and it's going. It's crazy.
Did you
Andy
say
Lipsco.
trigger?
What's up, bro? Andy Lipsco. Good to see you. PR triggers, yes, they are that yeah, look, guys, it's the state of the onion, right? And the reason I call it the state of the onion is because it's you just keep peeling back the layers, bro, and it's all lies. It is all lies. It's insane. But JC9 Chenamemba, great to see you. What is that? Vacuum? Is that vacuum?
No, it's parts
Broken?
for the Gatling gun.
You mean it's just like accessories for the side?
Well, this is the crank. So you crank here, and then it turns this gear.
I was asking more so for YouTube, not for real. That was some against communist shit. The SIG 938 served me well for over 10 years. Single action is just a different carry discipline. Oh, for sure. It's definitely different. I'm not against it at all. You know, I think it's just that I think I've been carrying striker fired and or like I could rock a double single, right? Like I'll throw my Beretta M9A3 in, you know, somewhere, whether it's in my waistband or in a bag or whatever.
I
Or
like a
oh my
double
god,
single. That's pretty cool.
yeah. I mean, it's nice, but then also, um, it's different. You know what I mean? Like single action only is it's all different. It's all different. Coop said he didn't get the link from you.
I emailed and texted him.
Okay, C&T Designs and Abs. He said he emailed and texted him. So, all right. So before we get into all this, the state of the onion, and honestly, we don't even really need to, right? I'm just saying, like, guys, let us know if you. I did not watch it. I had something happen that I had to review the footage on my camera. I'll say that. Rich, I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, it was one of my cameras. So anyway,
Was she hot?
no, not that kind of reason. That would have been way quicker. um, just something. Yeah. So I wasn't able to watch the State of the Onion, but Rich, tell everyone hello, introduce yourself, and then if you want to briefly touch on my balls, we'll go from there.
So yeah, I'm Flying Rich. I co-host a show with John Crump Live, typically 4 days a week or less. And I got my own channel, Flying Rich and Flying Rich Firearms. And I abuse the internet and YouTube.
Yeah,
firearm
I think all of us do, really. You know.
stuff. And I'm building a Gatling gun. 3D print. Oh
Yeah.
Actually, did you see the email? I sent you the email for the.
Yeah, I saw that. So how well do they how well do they stay in nylon versus PLA plus? Does it seem like they're staying in PLA plus a little bit better?
I think it's better in PLA plus.
Yeah. It's interesting because PLA plus is more stiff. Nylon has a little bit of bend to it and flex to it. So it's dope. No more charging too much for snacks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you were watching the the earlier, oh man, I got so much to add on the.
It was so dark, Brandon.
It was so dark, Brandon, or it was so
He was
Brandon
yelling
dark.
and screaming. He's like, ah!
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know C&T Designs and Arms, C&T Designs and Arms is really got a
Boop.
highly underrated channel where he puts a lot of work into watching live streams of shit that happens on the
Congress
Senate
printers.
floor, Congress, passing bills, and he will literally like start a live stream and leave and go to work and like monitor it from work. And I appreciate what he does so much. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Coop with C&T Designs and Arms.
What Dark really meant there is I have way too many followers than I ever should have had.
Where are you at with your subscribers?
Broke.
Did you break 11
the other day?
You said what? 400?
Yeah,
dude, you should definitely be over 1,000 with what you do, and clearly
you're
you're
hardworking.
You have a
I
very
am-
professional live stream.
I
You
am
have,
very much an acquired taste, though.
yeah,
Very much an acquired taste.
I know a channel like that. People come in and they're like, "Yo, we're 18 minutes in, and I haven't even seen any. Like, you haven't even talked about anything yet." I know, but guys, we run for like 1, 2, sometimes 3 hours. So yeah,
Yeah.
I take a little bit of time to to greet my peeps. All right, and you know what? I'll tell you this right now: when people come in and they get greeted and they see their comment on the screen and they feel like they're having a conversation with the content creator, it makes them feel acknowledged. It makes them feel good. And
You can just call Dark. I'll give you his number.
yeah, sure, post it. Actually, for those of you that don't know, if you go to DLD Hardware, you may find my phone number on DLD Hardware now. What? I know.
Engaging with people in the chat. That's one reason.
I don't even talk to Coop. I don't want to talk to anybody else.
That's one of the reasons I do call people brother, because we're all in this and have kind of the same mindsets about a lot of things.
Mhm.
That's also the reason I try to, when I'm greeting people, I try to mix it up. It's not just the same, copy paste greeting. And that's just me, because I want to talk to everybody. I want to acknowledge everybody, and there are guys on my chat that, man, they are freaking amazing. Sam of Anarchy and a couple other guys, Chessboard, a bunch of guys that were in chat tonight are always, they're right there, and they're serious when they ask about me and my family, which is awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, that's you build a relationship,
Yeah.
You definitely build a relationship.
Ooh, I gotta show it off.
Rich, I'll tell you what, I love what you're doing, man. I love the Gatling gun, but if you start filing that shit the entire night, it's not gonna.
Hold on, I gotta make an espresso.
Dang.
This is the plasma cut that One Love. I'm sending it to him.
Wow.
Yo, that is crazy.
That is really.
So
You've stepped your game up, man.
Gads and stuff, or the regular flag. We got the Gadsden. We got the 1776.
Pull it back a little more, like almost like in your lap, dude. That's money.
That's baller.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Going to
One
nice, nice work, man.
Man, I just like Rich said, like you have you were always highly skilled at this, right? But that is a whole nother level of excuse me, there's a whole nother level of skill, man. That's did you change plasma cutters? Did you change like
no same plasma cutter, just learning more about how to edit the designs, bring in different stuff, weld everything in. And I mean weld, I'm not talking a physical weld on the program where you can subtract lines, add different things in. And learn a ton more about stuff like that. And hopefully my plasma cut doesn't try to kill One Love like they have Dark.
Yes, I think it was a murder attempt, but I appreciate. I actually got to find a way. It's just a hair too heavy currently, and being that I'm renting the house that I'm in,
no holes in walls.
Something's keeping me from putting holes in the wall. These are, believe it or not, I've actually had a bunch of people hit me up like, yo, how did you put those P80 boxes up like that? And are they just
Tape.
cutouts or are they
Tape.
boxes?
Tape.
Like, yo, they're actual boxes. They are 3D like bricks, right? They're not tape, actually.
No?
No. What do you think?
Thumbtack?
Thumbtacks. Yep. That's the way. Thumbtacks are the way. Yeah, I just want to show this one more time, and I apologize, guys, because it's not available on my website, but I just need to show this one more time. The quality
Dude, I
of
need
this
one of
thing,
those. I need
dude,
one of those.
you do. I mean, you
Yes.
helped design it. This thing is so dope.
How do you walk? Have you walked around wearing that?
Dude, I walk around wearing the multicolor one all the time. All
I
the
would
time.
be giggling the whole time.
That is way better than. Hold on, I'll grab it. Just
Coop, so when we did the little star,
I think a lot of people don't know what it is. I think people are like, oh, that's cool. It's got the ATF thing on.
Yeah, that's way better than the ATF pointing the gun at your
oh
dog.
my god,
That's awesome. And then it's got the lazy roofer. There you go, the lazy roofer on the pocket. But what a lot of people don't know is that the stars are all for retired ATF agents. Like
you
it.
gotta look
Hold
at it
on.
close.
Yeah, let me
Now,
do this. I did this. Go ahead.
First revision of the design was a little unfortunate.
Hold on. Before you get into that, I think that's very important. I just want to show this without sending anyone's personal info out there. But Kurt sent me this through my website.
Yeah.
As soon as I said like, "Hey, my number's on the website," that's actually an email. Oh, and shout out to whoever placed an order. Thank you. Hell yeah.
You got to
Okay,
do another order. I need some of the spring punches.
bro. Those punches with the roll pin starter, the roll pin punch, the slab side, the flat
slide.
ones. Bro, they are.
Now, I got those from you. My last AR build with that slab side punch was a game changer.
Yeah. And dude, it's Brownells is selling just the one punch for $15. I'm selling all four for like 12. You know, it blows my mind that they take the same punch, they laser etch Brownells into that mofo, and they think it's just like, you know, here.
All this coming from the guy with laser etch barrels.
I do indeed have laser etch barrels. I do, Tejas. I have 119 barrel. That's so crazy. Y'all said it at the same time. I got 119 barrel and 217 barrels. So this is the hoodie. Okay. So as you look, it's got the lazy roofer there. And for people that don't know, it is the a good beginning. Yeah, it's the first retired ATF agent at Waco. Which actually Rich and I discussed. We think the first retired ATF agent from Waco was actually I think he was retired by one of his fellow agents. You could just see the way. Well, that's another conversation. Cash App $99. Tejas. Just let me know which one you want. So real quick before Rich gets back into it, so it's got the lazy roofer, which is the Waco agent. Look at this photograph. Sorry. And then
that little tiny ladder to get through a window that wasn't knee high.
I know, right? And then these stars, you know, it looks like they're just stars, but trust me, they're not. There's never anything done on accident with DLD. Okay. So, oh dang it just shut it down. Okay, hang on.
This is the stuff like that. Yeah.
So that's the star, which is it's the image times 4. It's 4 retired ATF agents. I think that's the best way to say it. Retired ATF agents.
Yes. They retired honorably.
they're utilizing their pension. Well, their family's utilizing their. Oh man, we shouldn't.
So
That's so evil. So evil.
You started this one. You can't blame it on me.
I know, but you know what? Let's be real. They started this one, right?
So
This is
the
true.
first version, Dark and I were working
Dang.
on this.
Yo, T for Tejas, bro. Thank you, my guy. I'll see what else I can throw in there. Sorry, go ahead.
The Dark and I was tearing up laughing doing this with you.
Yeah.
That it was
Tell you were talking about the first one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the pattern, it's like cut paste 90, cut paste 90, cut paste 90. And the ladder was included with that. So it kind of formed a like this 90, and
Yep.
kind of German-ish around mid
Little.
40s ish.
Yeah, it made the what is it, the old symbol of peace.
It was a Hindu
Yeah,
symbol.
I think
Peace
it's
and prosperity.
the Asian Indian symbol of peace.
It was definitely very swasti. It was very swasti.
Oh god, yeah, I was tearing up laughing.
Yeah, and the funniest thing is that it took like 25 minutes for us to realize it. We're like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's change this, let's change that, and like there was just a moment where we were just like, does that look like a oh, and dude, we just died laughing because like
That's
it
kind of like
honestly, like we were so close to like putting that out that it would have, man, could you
here it is.
imagine if that went out like that?
That
got
would have
the-
been rough.
top secret, never been seen on the internet. Oh,
What's
it's
that?
actually got a link to this from Sierra's Firearms.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
never been
The-
shown.
Never been shown on the internet. I'll show you this one. The
Where's
pimp
my-
hand.
Man, we could probably share that by now.
Oh, I'm not sharing it. I'm not doing it.
Why would you tease them like that, man?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Hey, brother, let me know which one you want, my guy, 19 or 17.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I got that one.
Yeah. Nice. Hey, Robert Ribbit Harrison, what's up, bro? AFT Lazy Roofers.
Here's a super rare one.
I can wear that to all my glowy cookouts.
All you have to do if you wear that, you have to wear, what is it, khaki shorts or denim shorts, New Balance shoes, ankle high socks, shades,
And Ray-Bans.
and a polo shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ray-Bans. Yeah, Ray-Bans. They got to be Ray-Bans.
You got it, bro. Yo, Barton Fink just nailed it. He said, you don't get an FDATF sticker with Brownells either. Very true. That's true. You get, bro, I got the whole sticker packs now. I got the sticker packs that come with the little, thanks from Dark. And it's got the Tyrant Eradication sticker. It's got the F the ATF sticker and the Pepe meme Build More Gun sticker and 2 DLD hardware stickers.
Is Sport Brand out there?
Nice. Dude, that looks
These are
clean,
Some
bro.
of my favorite stickers.
Nice, the Goon Beam.
Stickers.
Dude,
my
that-
beams. Oops,
That's
shit,
one of
to
the
right
dopest
side,
stickers.
jackass.
President's what is it? What does it say again? It's like presidents presidents are temporary, but Wu-Tang is forever. Wu-Tang.
And then
Yeah. Nice. Is that the Goon Bang? Goon Bang?
oh yeah,
All right, let
That's
me
one
get
of
this prepped real quick.
next goon I get is gonna be a weapons light.
Oh, bro,
I got all three.
the rifle light is
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna be
dude.
a rifle light. That's the next one.
Every single Goon Beam in existence is extremely powerful, and it is like very, very like what's the word? Like in every possible application, it's useful, right?
Yes.
However,
It causes cancer in California, but only in California.
only in
Everything
California.
I won't say I'm on someone else's stream. I can't say that. Everything causes cancer now.
Yeah,
California.
California causes cancer.
Dude, it's seriously, and this is very serious. I borrowed a small lathe from a buddy of mine, and where your screw goes in to move your bed basically to and from you, the bracket busted, and I went to order it, and it's a decent, product lathe, and I couldn't when I ordered it, the freaking warning on it is this is known to cause cancer in California. It cannot be sent to the state of California.
So no, it can be. So that whole cancer warning thing is because if you can't prove it doesn't, in other words, you're not paying for a California legislator's brother's laboratory to certify that it does not cause cancer, it has to be labeled that it causes cancer.
Which is
This company,
everything.
I believe it was a jet. It's a jet lathe. They would not even ship that particular part to California.
Why is this doing this?
There was a shipping restriction on it.
Unbelievable.
Dang,
It's insane.
That's crazy.
I mean, that little ass part, and there wasn't nothing to it. That little ass part was like, I don't know, right at $100. Yeah.
Dude, why is this not working, bro? My bad, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. My computer earlier tonight, I had to reset all my stuff when Rich and Warsaw and AR were on the stream because I couldn't type in a freaking search bar. All my keys were operating off like their alt functions. So if I went to do something, hit T, it was throwing it up in a search bar and doing all sorts of crazy shit.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Oh, here they are. Okay. Dang, I got to recreate that whole shucks, bud. Come on.
Yes, you do.
I'm trying to stop cursing cold turkey.
It's not going to suck itself.
Yeah, no. Okay. Because if I don't do it right away, I ain't gonna do it. Let's be real.
Are you editing your store right now?
It's going to give it to you. It's going to give it to you.
No, I'm putting T for Tejas order in because like I said, if I don't do it now, I'm not gonna. It's gonna take forever. Okay, so
it's going to take me a couple days to send One Loves. It might be probably the first part of next week before I send that plasma cut out mainly because it's my favorite plasma cut right now.
That is so cool.
Right over my
you want to
desk.
sit on it for a minute?
Yeah, I want to sit on it for a minute.
Dude, I don't blame you, bro. That thing is fire. Absolute fire. What the hell? It didn't say what?
And of course,
my bad,
I
y'all.
could have given him the Mom's Demand action, the Shannon Watts on the stripper pole AK, but I'm going to send him my favorite cut.
We need that for sure.
Oh, dude, it's right there.
Hold on, I'm not looking.
Did you see it? It's Shannon Watts on a stripper pole. It says Watts and it says Mom's Demand on the bottom.
Did you paint red high heels on her?
Yes.
Wow. Absolutely. That is gangster, dude. What are you hanging those up with? How do you have like 72 plasma cuts on there without your wall?
I've just got,
steel.
Got pins with them hanging in it. My wall's got 4,000 holes in it. I own my house, so
you plasma cut the wall out of steel, didn't you?
Basically.
you weld the
yeah, I could do that. Would be cool. Just go up and tack weld everything.
Yeah. Dark, are you giving some vitamin D to AOC? Look, this is not going to be a popular opinion, okay? But I would absolutely smash AOC. However, it would be a total hate. Like it would.
Oh, it'd be a grudge. Yes.
Yeah, it would be brutal. It'd be brutal, and I would make sure that she remembers me. She'd be picking out of her seat for like.
She would never vote Democrat again by the time I got done with her.
I would destroy that donkey punch. Oh man, That's bad. Okay, I'm sorry. This is why we go late, because I don't even want to have the risk of children being around when
Hopefully, when I
Yeah.
run for Congress, they won't bring this episode up.
oh no, they'll never, bring up
No,
episodes
never.
of us talking about how to synthesize explosives,
Yeah, like they've never brought up any of Brandon Herrera's videos and try to call him a Nazi.
He said
Did they really?
hate bang with a
Yes.
bowling ball grip.
If you watch Langley Outdoors put out a video today on it, because Brandon, the dude he's running against, didn't get over 50% of the vote, so they're
Right.
in a runoff.
It's
Did
yeah,
you see
that's
Did you see Brandon posted on Twitter? He was like, can we get a welfare check on Tony?
Yes.
Because he was
Yeah,
like
'cause
not responding or anything.
Yeah, I posted not too far down in that. I can't remember who it was. It may have been Runkle of the Bailey. Someone said something about not shooting his dog, and I went, "Please, that dude doesn't have dogs. He has cats." And then
Yeah,
someone
for
posted,
sure.
"Well, do police shoot cats?" And I went, "Not as much."
Not as much, but they do. They do.
They do. I mean, they slip every once in a while.
Bob Masavo says AOC wrong hole. Dark. No, it ain't. Or brand AOC could get it, but I wouldn't call her back or reply to her texts. Yes, that is exactly. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Look, I'm still.
Yeah, Runkle does have dogs.
What does?
Runkle of the Bailey. He's a Canadian firearms lawyer who's really good.
Oh, gotcha.
If you're not following Runkle of the Bailey, look up Runkle of the Bailey, and yeah, he's sharp. He's been covering the stuff on the Russ trial, and he's done a couple of videos on these firearms experts that testify for all of these anti-gun cases in the United States.
Dude, I'm telling you,
self-defense.
We just had a conversation. We have a group text with all the guys from Freedom Crew University, right? I mean, collectively between all of us, we have likely built into the thousands of guns. Okay.
Yes.
And
or mostly one Gatling gun.
And well, technically none of us have built a Gatling gun yet. Well, no, you saw the picture that Marine Gun Builder sent for Christmas, right? That was technically a Gatling gun, but it shoots Nerf dark.
Yes.
So hey, Big Easy, what up? We're sitting here talking and we're listening to the bump stock Supreme Court hearing, and all of us are like flipping out, right? Like it may as well have been a 2-hour repeat of what's a barrel shroud, the shoulder thing that goes up, right?
God.
Like it was. I know that's bad, but you know what? Those instances when somebody on camera says what's a barrel shroud and the mofo responds with I think it's the shoulder thing that goes up, like,
yes.
Yo, that's when they learn, okay, we need to at least know a little bit about this. All right. And they start making some changes. But dude, it's bad. It's bad. We were like, dude, you know what they need to do? They need to have a Freedom Crew University like booth just heckling the whole time, or just get a bunch of gun builders, get people like us there,
Yes.
and just like yell like, no, that's a lie. 21 minutes. I call bullshit. Let me see the receipts. I don't see it. You built a P80 in 21 minutes when it took you 2.1 minutes to take a slide off. Nope. Don't believe it.
That hearing, one of the it wasn't the first hearing I did, but there was one hearing I did where Josh Shapiro and from Pennsylvania and a couple other people are testifying in front of Congress. They're like, we could do these in 20 minutes. I would have stopped the hearing right there, put kits, drill presses, and hand tools in front of them and went, I want a functional gun in 20 minutes.
Yep. Let me see it. But here's the deal. So they may be, here's what I thought about this recently, because it's a matter of contention, because FPC is not refuting the 21 minutes, because their thing is I don't care if it takes 2 minutes.
Yes,
right. And I get it. Right. But if the Supreme Court is literally making a decision that is going to impact all of us for the rest of our lives forever, based on the ability to build modern firearms in the privacy of your own home with zero governmental overreach in the whole country, not here except Cali, except Rhode Island, except these, like, fuck that. And yeah, anyway, so dang it, I cursed again. So I think sorry, I was going on a certain path. Oh, so I think what they're doing is they're like manipulating the rules, right? So okay, so they said they built a gun out of a polymer 80 in 21 minutes. Okay. What's a gun? It doesn't need to be
Well,
functioning. It doesn't need
Right.
to them, what
right.
is a gun?
Well,
I
because
mean,
see, a
the
firearm,
slide somehow fits on.
yeah, a
It does
frame is the firearm itself.
bingo. So here's what
So
I think.
this is where like the Undetectable Firearms Act comes in.
Hmm.
Undetectable Firearms Act. Well, it has
Damn
to have
them Glock
memory and
7s.
all the stuff. If you 3D print a frame, you have made an undetectable firearm according to their standards, and guess what? That puts you at a felony.
Which is completely wrong, inaccurate. Like everything about that is wrong. And did you see how in the recent ATF shit where they had the M249 saw on the table and the
Yeah.
guy couldn't take the Glock? Like who's running around with a belt-fed saw other than the cartel, which you furnished them with? Like, let's be real. But it was funny to watch them transition from the illegal machine guns, Glock switches and Boogles and all this stuff to polymer 80s and
Yes.
to 3D printed guns, and not drawing a distinction on anything, and then transition to a 50 BMG Barrett, not draw any distinction and make it seem like all of them are in the same category.
Yes.
You know how dangerous that is, dude?
Share my screen. Oh yeah.
Dude, we went through that. We did what I was just going to do the couple of Face the Nation things the other day. We did 6 hours on my stream basically making fun of this shit because it's so mind-numbingly manipulative.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And this subject matter expert, he couldn't expert his way out of that suit. It's a joke. I was blown away. First off, I think, and I'm not sure because I do not mess around with illegal machine guns. I think what was happening is because his dumbass had a Glock switch on that Glock, I think it was re-engaging the striker every time he tried to take it off. So he may have not been a complete idiot, and he most likely was. I don't know how. I guess the piece would have ridden on the cruciform. The shark fin would have been out of place, so it probably wasn't re-engaging the striker.
If he had put it on semi-auto and then did it and taken the slide off, the slide would have rolled right off.
Yeah.
Well,
Hold on, no, because even in full auto, the sear trip that hits the cruciform would have been riding over the cruciform. So if the gun didn't go bang and go back, it wouldn't have re-engaged the striker. So nope, he's an idiot.
Well, you watch him. He racks the slide, lets it drop forward, pulls the trigger. Then he's pulling the slide back too far.
Yep.
While he's still trying to drop the tabs.
Yep.
So I mean, if you watch the distance, he's pulling it back too far before he tried to drop the tabs. So as soon as he brings it past that middle point, he's re-engaging that sear.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Clearly you can tell. Like we did, we timed it last stream 2 days ago, and I was pulling the slide off in 3 seconds. And like on the table, hands up, and Rich was timing, and I was like, grab, boop, 3 seconds off. Like I wasn't even touching it. This dude, it was in his hands for, you know what? Let's see. Before we get to the State of the Union, I know we've only been doing this for an hour. Before we get to the State of the Union, can you see how long that takes him?
And watch when the funniest thing was when he just finally got aggravated with it and handed it to the agent off a camera.
Is that what happened? I thought he finally got it off.
No. He handed that gun off camera to another dude. Then he picked up another gun, the stock Glock.
People can go into the store and purchase legally.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not going to be able to see chat for a second because I'm Zoom. Okay. All right. So what timestamp is that?
10:12, but he's like yakking about it. Let me just.
But watch, as soon as he drops that slide forward, it re-engages.
All right, hold on.
There we go.
wait. Hold on. All right, so we're at 11:02.
Oh, but hold on real quick. Okay, pause real quick. So what I was saying for those that were paying attention, and not saying you guys weren't. I was just saying some people, a lot of people have come back and they've been like, dude, Dark, you make such great points, but you never finish them. I know, because it's easy to get distracted, squirrel. So what I was saying is that it's easy for them to say we created a firearm because a polymer 80 with the tabs clipped off and the holes drilled and the channel taken out, like that's a gun, right? So
That's a
what we're
firearm.
talking
Yeah.
about is taking a
Bang
weekend
bang.
to bang out a frame, right? Like and making that shit look like factory OEM quality. Like I've
First time
seen
quality.
some of my frames literally look better than the serialized polymer 80 frames. Like it's a joke. But if we take like 6 hours to knock out a frame, because most of us are using hand tools, stupid AI, then we're going to take longer, right? And what they're saying is anyone in 21 minutes, they had like a felon bang what they said. They had this dude who I guess ended up being a felon bang one out in 21 minutes, and then they transferred ownership of an unserialized firearm to someone in California that was built by a felon. Like, bro, what could you imagine if I did that?
Oh yeah.
What would happen to me?
Josh
We'd all be
Shapiro's
perp
testimony in
walked.
that hearing was talking about being at a gun show in Pennsylvania, and people were
Mhm.
buying polymer 80 kits, and they were bringing them to a table like 2 feet away, and it was this white supremacist felon who was sitting there at the table, who was finishing frames out, putting all the sparks together, and handing them back a finished firearm.
Okay,
How many felonies are involved in that?
bro, let me just say this. I was at a gun show in Oaks, and at the time, this is way before any of the bullshit with polymer 80, people were buying complete kits, bringing them into a room. We literally had a police officer there, like at least half of the time, and we were showing people how to
Yes.
build them. We were
Educate.
showing
That's legal.
them how to build
Yes.
them
That's
on their own. Yes.
Firearm.
Someone charging to fit, someone charging money, one who is a felon already, someone who is a felon already charging you money to finish your frame off and put a gun together working and hand it back to you.
Mhm.
That is about 4 felonies
Yep.
by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for him, but for you.
Yeah, if in a lot of places, and this is a gray area, in a lot of places, and I don't know all the state laws, okay, but from what I understand, in a lot of places, if you purchase a frame and you build out a P80 and you keep it for like let's say a year and you shoot it, you use it, you carry it, whatever, and like a year later you're like, you know what, I don't want this anymore, I want to sell it. So many people will jump up and be like, no, you can't do that, that's illegal.
That's completely legal.
It's completely legal to sell home built firearms in most states as long as you did not purchase it, bang out a
With the
frame, and
intent.
turn around and sell it if you didn't
Yes.
purchase it for that reason. And let's be real, none of us are banging out 80s to sell them, right?
No.
But
If you do that, you're functioning as a manufacturer.
yeah,
But like if I banged out a frame, an 18, whatever, 19, yada yada, and decided,
dang,
I
you said
want to build
18?
another one.
You're building
And
Glock 18s, Coop?
Well,
I'm just
know,
kidding. I'm
Bruce
joking.
out.
but and then I decide, hey, I'm going to sell this real fast. There is no federal law that says a privately made firearm has to be serialized. There's no federal law that says I can't sell those firearms unless I am in the business of manufacturing them.
People are confused because if you take it to a gun shop, they will require it to be serialized so they can put it in their books,
Inventory.
and
Yeah,
so they
their
can
books.
so yeah, I don't know. I airsoft switches. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Look up your own rules and laws and stuff like that. I'm just saying that, and I'm not promoting the sale. I'm just saying I am not one to sell guns. I've only sold a couple in the last like year and some change, and they were sold through FFLs and all that. It was actually to someone else in another state, and my FFL sent it to their FFL, and they did paperwork and all that. Like, I'm not out
They
here
killed
selling
your
80s.
friends.
And trust me, if anyone came to my crib and saw how many Glocks I'm sitting on, they would know with certainty that I'm not selling them. Anyway, so go ahead. So they started at 11:02, and if you want, you can go ahead and
we're
play.
back, Si?
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, you're not filing anymore, Rich. Play the video.
And they say he's going to build you a new gun because they have a frame that someone made, and they're going to take an OEM slide off of another Glock and put it on that and say that he's making a gun, even though by their own definition, that's already a gun.
He never gets the other slide on the other gun.
Yeah, I noticed that.
He sits it down right there.
Can't get this one apart.
So he gets it off the OEM.
So basically what they do is they make this part here.
This is like plastic.
So this is
That's
the
the
plastic
power
piece
grade.
with about 20 minutes of work. They could make it into a working
In
firearm.
about 20
and then
minutes
they
of
could
work.
buy the
Yes.
aftermarket parts. And
So
attach
how long
that.
was that until he got
Yeah,
that slide off?
He never gets
And to
the
buy those
slide on the
parts.
gun.
Oh,
bro.
gosh.
Oh,
Serial
dude,
number
come
and
on.
tracing of-
So are you telling me the
Watch.
gooseneck was
If
up?
you're selling firearms,
He picks the
parts,
other gun up,
alone,
tries to pull the
right?
slide, and then hands it to
then
someone off
It's
camera.
not a frame or receiver,
parts are not regulated.
and
by
they're not
ATF.
regulated under the law. We're not allowed to do that.
You
right.
would like to do that?
That's up to Congress to determine. But
Notice
what
they
we
focused
did is
on
we
them
tried
for a
to
second.
work with
Hold
the
up,
law
hold
that
up,
Congress
hold
gave
up.
us
Just a
I'm
second.
sorry.
and take
I'm
Look at
sorry.
that.
Pause that real
receiver,
quick.
The
Mhm.
frame. This is
And
He
we'll come
just
right back to
handed the
that.
gun to
because-
someone off camera.
Yeah, it's probably a gay TF, another gay TF expert. Hold on. He said that's up to Congress to decide,
Yes.
which is technically correct, right? Because
Correct. Yeah.
because of Congress,
Unlike what the ATF is trying to do.
bingo. So you see what this individual is saying on camera, Needle Prick or whatever his name is. You see what he's saying on camera, right? That it's up to Congress to decide, but then they're making these arbitrary, pseudo laws
Yes.
that are just rules that they're literally making up with using Chevron deference, which is completely illegal, immoral, unjust, like it,
In
with the
criminal
entire
cases,
weight
yes.
of the law behind it.
Well, any case, but especially in a criminal case.
Yeah, this is insanity, but they're not using Congress. They're not utilizing the legislative branch of the government. This is just baffling to me. Sorry, Rich, if you want to bring it back like 20 seconds and then replay it.
parts
Yeah.
alone.
Like I said, he
right?
never gets that
Then
slide
it's not
on the
a frame or
PA.
receiver.
Parts
I
are
can
not
tell you
regulated.
why
They're
right
not
now.
regulated under the law. We're not allowed to do that.
You would
Right.
like to
So
do that?
he's back at
It's
the
up to
one with the
Congress to
switch.
determine. But I mean,
Yeah,
what
he's
we
back at
did
the
is
one
we
with
tried
switch.
to work with the law that Congress gave us and take the
And he hands it to
receiver,
Bob off
the
screen.
frame. This is a frame. A frame is on a pistol. Receivers on a long
Right.
gun. We take the frame and say, hey, Congress said we can regulate the frame,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so things that are readily convertible to being firearms like this, like you said, 20 minutes. This is like the thing that even I could do,
Mm-hmm.
No,
right?
you can't.
He has
So
a
I
different
would
gun.
love
sure
to
that
see
this
him
has
do
to
it.
have a serial number on it from now on, right?
I
So
would
that's
love
what
to
we're
see
trying
him
to
do
do.
it.
And some of the argument right now, like in California, is over frames.
Especially him
versus
calling
whether
a
you could go
50
further
or
with
100 round
It's
drum,
not
a
over frames. It's
150
actually
round clip.
over parts. It's over what's called billets, which is just part of a receiver for this kind of gun, for
Okay.
an AR, and it's the sort of the unmachined metal part.
Oh, what? No, dude, this is a
Continuing
national
on
fight.
with the Glock variant is you have the Glock, you have the PMF, and then you have the same exact pistol, but which has been 3D printed. So this
Oh my God.
frame has been 3D printed,
Yeah, it feels plastic.
smooth, and you can see the lines.
It is plastic.
Yep,
of
yep,
the
it's
3D
plastic.
printing.
Go ahead and let her feel that OEM Glock and
So
tell us what it
again,
feels like,
no
lady.
serial numbers.
Yes.
No way to identify it. If you come to a shooting scene, first thing that ATF does is we want to know the history of the gun, trace the firearm,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no identifying marks on that whatsoever.
As they say, to the
First
right
time
of the
person
booth,
3D
and
printed
they're not
entire
doing
firearm.
anything.
Yeah.
They're
We
not
do.
preventing it
There
from
are
it.
some versions of firearms that you can 3D print. We do have an example here of a 3D printed revolver.
But
Oh,
it looks like a
dude,
staple gun.
miss
that's
me
an
with that shit.
actual-
No
It
one
is
is
an
printing
actual-
that.
So this will do some damage.
This will do.
So,
So six 22 LR
again,
rounds will do
How
some
long does
I'm
damage.
it take to make
surprised
something
they have a
like
Liberator up there.
Depends
I
on
know.
it depends on the printer and the capabilities of the person operating the equipment. But some of these smaller switches, they can be printed in as little as 20 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the
And
other
they're
thing,
good for
you
a whole
know,
magazine.
that you have
If
to remember
like
is
one
when
round.
you have
Yeah.
a switch. So when you have a conversion, one of these firearms that's converted to being fully automatic,
Hmm.
right? That's not a shoulder firearm, right? That's a pistol like this, right? I've seen these fellows, fire
These
them at the
fellows.
range, and even some very experienced, there's these guns aren't made to be automatic weapons,
Oh,
pistols
God,
like
this makes
that,
my
right?
head hurt.
And so there's a huge kick up. You see people who inadvertently shoot up the ceiling at a range, right? So what happens in the neighborhood when a person does that, right? What happens to the kid one block over, the
Mhm.
lady sitting on her porch, the innocent bystander walking around? This is an
If you're
incredibly
sitting
dangerous
on the
situation.
porch
There's
and they shoot
a
up, I
horrible,
guess you're okay.
horrible video
How close we
of
talk about
a
needle
hero,
dick?
a law enforcement officer in Houston, who's going through a door and he's facing one of these converted devices, and unfortunately, in the time it takes, to
And the
save
dude
police
could
from
have done the
Warren,
same
right,
thing with
this
a
person murders
semi-automatic
this
any day of the
officer.
week.
It's just absolutely, terrifying,
Hmm.
the power and lethality of these weapons.
Nothing.
That are out
Absolutely nothing.
Who was the owner of this fancy piece of equipment here?
I wonder why
Well,
he
the
didn't
owner
fidget
never
with
received
anymore.
it, and ATF intercepted that. This is an example of we have a couple examples of some of the cartel desired firearms here
Can
on
I
the
pick
table.
that up?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's
Is
clear.
this the Virgin Mary?
Santa Muerta. That is the patron saint of the narcotics traffickers in Mexico.
Bro,
There's a patron. I'm sorry. There's a
Santa
patron saint of drug traffickers.
Muerte
Yes, that is something
literally
that they do
means saint
follow some
death.
of them. Yes.
It's
I
the
went to
saint
Catholic
of
school. They were telling
death.
me that.
The fact that he thinks that
That
there's a
is pretty-
saint specifically
So you
for
see
narco
this. I mean, this looks
traffickers
like
is insanity.
we have.
this looks like
Yeah, make sure
What
you
is that, a
muzzle everyone in the
sickle?
room. Yep, point it right at
sickle?
Needle
There's an
Dick's
owl?
stomach.
a
Beetlejuice does
skeleton.
it
Yeah,
too.
it's a Grim Reaper.
Yeah, the Patriots.
Are these real diamonds?
Looks like Liberace
I
made
don't
in
know that they are.
1911.
We'd have to-
Right, right.
I believe so.
DB Cooper.
I
I
just
bet
haven't
Needle
got that
Dick had his lunch money taken every
And
day in
nails.
There are
school.
jewelers that make, again,
Oh, please, he went to a private
grips and
school.
things of that nature aren't regulated by ATF, but
He's
Oh my
He
can
make
gosh,
those
just the
things.
table's
The
full of
answer,
guns.
one of the,
he's
not to
definitely
be,
autistic.
sort of clever or flip about it, but one of the disturbing parts of the answer is not so much how somebody has it made, but where they have it made. And they unfortunately, most of the weapons that go to the cartels are made in the United States.
The Mexican
Most
government
of
the
constantly.
Weapons that are
And
shipped
they-
to cartels
they
are
flow
shipped by
south
us.
over the border.
Right.
Well, let's be
And
real.
ATF,
You know that here, pause it real
has
quick.
9 different.
You know that they're not they're not being made in other countries and brought here and then brought over there because you basically turned off every single pipeline of all the dope guns coming out of other countries. So like we don't get Russian firearms anymore. We don't get Polish firearms anymore. We barely have Bulgarian firearms coming in here anymore. Like you guys have shut down everything.
Well, here's the thing. These drug cartels are getting tankers load of precursor chemicals for fentanyl.
From
Do you not think they could ship firearms from any of these terrorist organizations in
Right,
the same
but
way?
China would
Absolutely.
send them with
Yes.
a tanker full of fentanyl and a
Dude,
bunch of AKs.
you guys remember where the first Glock switches started showing up, right?
Wish.
Amazon. Yeah,
Was it
eventually
Amazon?
they went to Wish. They were on Amazon and they were being sold as airsoft auto switches, and they were up there for I don't know, at least months. And I know that there's probably a bunch of Fed ops with the whole auto sear things, but like, dude, I would say most of them are probably Fed ops. And guys, don't do that. Don't go trying to buy illegal shit. Like, even if you end up getting something once, bro, the likelihood of you losing everything
is 100%.
yeah, at some point you will get hemmed up. So just do not do it. But I seeing this and seeing them group lawful firearms, polymer 80s, Glock frames, 3D printed Glock frames with illegal machine guns and all of these shit. Like they're trying to blur the lines so that people in the
Yeah.
world think of COVID. Okay, with the COOF, what happened? They could not regulate things the way that they wanted to. So what did they do? They used societal punishment. They used people screaming at you in stores and everyone saying you're gonna kill grandma, wear your mask, get your vax and all this. And the world hated you, right? So now what they can do is use this as a tool to teach people in the general public guns are bad, illegal machine guns, and illegal conversion devices, and 3D printed firearms and polymer 80s and all this stuff. They're all in the same category. So hate those people that do that because they're doing illegal stuff. Report those people, red flag those people. Like, come on, dude. You guys are being so disingenuous and I can't even understand why I'm getting mad as if I would expect them to be genuine about this.
Well,
So,
I think the frustration is, and the frustration is with a lot of us. The frustration comes because they're not honest about it. You know, immediately when they started talking about a polymer 80, they started talking about Glocks, which is within like the same sentence. Like anybody who builds polymer 80, oh, they got a Glock switch on it. No, that's not what we do. You know, my everyday carry is still the 19 size P80 that I built. That's my baby. That's what I carry every day. The gun runs. It's absolutely dependable. Well, why wouldn't you want to take a 4473? Because I don't want the government to know everything that I own.
yeah, you know what? And the people that say that don't understand how beautiful it is and how incredible and exhilarating and fun and exciting it is to build your own
Yes.
gun, especially from nothing. Like, dude, it's 2024 and we are making robots poop out guns. I mean,
Dude,
Rich is literally making a robot poop out a Gatling gun.
the first gun that I built, again, I'm not recommending this shit, but the first gun that I ever built on my own, I built from an 80% flat. It was an AK. I picked on one of the biggest animals you can pick on. When that gun ran flawlessly,
That's a thrill.
I was on the freaking moon. Was it perfect? No, my rivet work could have used some tweaking and a bunch of things. But then I bought more.
As long as it runs,
that squared away.
As long as it runs,
ran.
Yep.
Does
How
it
did
win
you
the
feel?
beauty contest at Khyber Pass?
Dude, those guys would have kicked my ass, but I would have at least been there. But yeah, when I built it, and of course I was smart enough to get headspace gauges and stuff, and headspace it, and it passed headspace and everything, and went out there and put the first round through it, and it functioned. Looked at it, ran the next few rounds through it, and it functioned, and then ran 2 mags through it. I was like freaking happy dancing.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
that's not easy, man. I mean, an AK is probably one of the most difficult, provided that you have the tooling. It's different, right? But it is one of the most difficult projects to take on.
This gun, and this gun was a complete bastard of an AK, and by bastard I mean like an illegitimate child. I didn't want to spend money on a serious parts kit because I didn't know whether I could build the thing. So I got it from Royal Tiger, which meant it was an IO parts kit. The only things that were really functional in that parts kit were the barrel, the front trunnion, and the rear trunnion. So I had to order a Romanian bolt and carrier and a couple other things, and got that gun to run, put it together, and got that gun to run with all of these different parts. I was ecstatic. And then I rebuilt that gun, I don't know, probably about 2 years ago with full Romanian parts and stuff. But, you know, after, because I learned a lot from it. It was my first experiment with building a functional firearm.
Coop, I said this, I don't know if it was Tuesday night on Dark's channel. I owned a factory AUG. I had the Stormtrooper AUG. I mean, I still have it. And I knew how to field strip it. But after I 3D printed an AUG, oh my gosh, I know everything about that thing.
Yes.
And it's like I hardly knew anything about Gatling guns. You know, I know you crank and ammo goes in, that kind of thing. You know, the first thing I learned is they're typically striker fired. I was like, well, that's
Yes.
cool.
Well, hang on, Rich. You said you 3D printed an AUG. By what we just watched, aren't 3D printed guns illegal?
Hell no.
Aren't they full auto?
In fact, I bought all parts kits that were from machine guns.
That you literally had to take demilled full auto
Yep.
shit and put a
and make it semi-auto.
Yeah, a concerted amount of effort into making them lawful.
Yes.
Yes.
And if Rich was a dirtbag, as they say, and anyone that builds guns is a dirtbag, a military violent extremist. Oh, and if you're a Christian and you build guns, oh man.
If they saw how many Bibles were bought on my Amazon account.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying, like, they're trying to blur these lines, and it drives me nuts because they have never. Please name one thing, especially with firearms and any type of encroachment on freedom, independence, and liberty, and our natural rights. And tell me one thing that they've done that has actually been genuine or authentic.
Zero.
Nothing. They lie about everything. And don't get it twisted. All mainstream media lies. All mainstream media, the right, the left, everyone in between, they all lie. Even most alt media, people on YouTube, people have their own shows, people on Rumble, all of this alt media is bought and paid for too. It's like, where do you go for information? Yourself.
Well, that's
find the information.
Yeah, that's why I do the hearings like I do a lot of times. I want people to hear stuff. I want people to hear in the people's own words. Like we found out today, your government spies on you. And if you're doing certain things, you're ordering Bibles or God forbid you shop for guns, that all they have to do is tell the bank, hey, we want your information. And that bank will get every bit of your information. No subpoena, no legal requirements. All they have to do is ask. And that bank has every bit of your financial data.
Yep.
Barton Fink, I can't comment on that one way or another. I have no experience with it. Okay, so Coop, expand on what you're talking about. What we learned today.
So
a lot of people don't know.
Part of this came out of January 6th. Okay.
Well, actually, hold on. Before you start, let me say one thing before you start. When I say a lot of people don't know, y'all know. You just didn't hear it from the lips of the snake. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're not. I mean, unless you listened to like that hearing today, and I didn't know it was happening. I was actually going to take a nap before I went to work and saw this hearing pop up and started a stream. I did know other parts of it. So after January 6th, so January 7th, basically, the ATF got in touch with Bank of America and said, we want everybody's data, everybody who used your product in the DC metro area between this date and this date. It was a couple days before Jan 6 and a couple days after. And then they said, and anybody who has purchased a firearm forever, we want their data up front. And the banks, with no subpoena, no nothing, just said, okay, here you go. Hundreds of thousands of people who own their product, who live in those areas, who weren't involved in anything, all their financial data just got delivered to the FBI.
Yeah.
And the FBI was able to sit there and pick through all their data. I mean, if you bought corn pops, 3 weeks before then, they got your data. If you bought a gun 4 years ago, they got your data.
Yeah.
Without subpoenas, without a legal requirement, it was just a handshake in between your banking institution and the government.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, what I have to tell you here is the laws, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you what the law is. They can't give bank transactions, so your savings account, your checking account, but if you buy things with a credit card, now I don't know if that includes debit cards that you have. Debit card.
This was debits, and it was a Bank of America product.
Yeah, guess who was with BOA and no longer?
Mm.
Yeah.
So they say the way the law is written is because it's a credit card, you've already given permission to other people to see your account information. So there's no subpoena or anything required for
Again,
credit card
and they brought
transactions.
up the what was it, the Shadow Banking Act of like 1970, whatever today.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many loopholes in that, doesn't matter. If the ATF, the FBI, a federal agency requests your banking information, they're getting all of it.
So
Barton Fink says I'm
all of it.
wrong.
that's interesting. I did not know that.
Yes, they
I
are
would
getting
assume
all of it.
I would assume they can get anything, anytime, anything they want, and
Yes.
any privacy doesn't matter. But what they did is they started. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
When I bought this house, I cashed out money from 401ks and then put it in my checking account and then wrote the check for the down payment. I put down like 120K. So my wife and I, we cashed out, 120K worth of our 401k to put down on the house. And I couldn't just say, yeah, the money came from my bank because of the Patriot Act. I had to show the trail that the money originated in my 401k, it came out, went to my checking account, and
Why
then
can't you
went to
come
them.
here for whatever that is in my face? Sorry, guys. I'm fixing. I'm
T-Dode
waiting
right
to
now.
get your nails done.
So the thing that I think was the most paramount was what we learned is that they're keeping a secret data. I mean, not so secret anymore. Database of people that they have considered to be military violent extremists. Now, we already knew this was happening because it's been, constantly discussed over years, right? But what they're saying now is that they're documenting all transactions, all firearm transactions, ammo transactions. They're taking, Bibles. If you're contributing to churches and political funds, if you're, and Rich, you contribute to some political funds that are less than left leaning, and you also buy Bibles and give them to people. I mean, you are at the top of the list, son. I'll tell you that. But look, all of us
Gatling guns.
we're all on the list. And here's what I didn't see. I didn't see them say that they're taking information from people that purchase 3D printers, but I bet you they're absolutely looking into that too.
The Amazon filament.
Oh, bro. I've clocked like almost 1,000 hours on my bamboo, and I could not tell you how much filament I've run through. They probably think I'm running a well, I guess I kind of am running a factory, but not for anything exciting. It's just jigs, y'all. So.
Well, think about this. So if you've got a printer, especially one that's connected to the internet that updates,
like the bamboos,
every single bit of our electronic communication is already collected by the government. Every single bit.
Yeah.
Do you think they're not monitoring stuff coming out of these companies? They know who the printer companies are.
Oh, for sure.
All they have to do is attach something to their server saying, well, this person's updating, this person's updating. Oh, look, this person did a ton of printing last month.
Honestly, I think that's why China came out with the bamboo. I think that they want to have some piece of leverage. Either they're doing it for data on Americans and firearms or whatever, or they're finding a piece of leverage to use with the US or something. They knew that if they came out with something as perfect as the bamboo, that it would just take over all of 3D printing. I mean, look, we went from the Ender 3 and the Ender, whatever, S2, 7, like what, there's a whole bunch of them, right? We went to some of the nicer whatchamacallits,
Bed slingers to Core XY.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of the brand, the ones that they had to build. Vorons.
Oh yeah, the Voron. You have no idea how close I was to pulling the trigger on a Voron. I was pricing parts out and all that.
Yep. I mean, it's also like a 2-day build. I mean, it's pretty intense.
2-day build?
Yeah.
Oh no. No, it's $1,000 worth of parts. It's a 40-hour build, and you can buy parts pre-printed, but if you're going to print it on your own, it's over a 40-hour print.
I just said 2 days because it's 48 hours. What's wrong with the Nambu? No, not the Nambu, the bamboo. And nothing's wrong with the bamboo. Honestly, I don't care who has my data. I don't care. Okay, let me say this. I said there's an assault weapons ban right now on the governor's desk in Virginia. Okay. Um, when I say that I don't care who sees what I'm printing, I don't care who see, and I'm not printing anything spicy at all. I'm not printing anything illegal. I'm not doing anything like that, right? Because I assume when you create a YouTube channel and you actively speak out and start a business where you put F the ATF on 5,000 packages, and when you do
Yes.
like everything that I've done, I assume that they're watching me as closely as they can lawfully at this time. And I just assume that every time. I assume that they're here right now. What's up, Mr. Tucka, Mupka, Z, Rombear, Gabber, all you guys, what up? So I would assume that they're watching me, always watching me, and likely right now, literally right now watching me. And I'm okay with that. And also, I'll say this. If you're not willing to sacrifice something for what we have and what we believe in, and sacrifice something of your own for the next generation, then something something has not computed in your head of where we are right now with our country. So right now there is an assault weapons ban and essentially a semi-auto ban sitting on the desk of our governor in Virginia. Now, there has been some talk that he is not going to sign it. But there's also been some talk that he won't sign it and he won't veto it and he won't even touch it. But at that point, it would turn into law, right? If it turns
after
into
so
law,
many days, if he doesn't veto it, it'll turn into law.
correct. And I will say right now, publicly, I don't care that if that becomes law, I will literally, and the same thing goes for the frame and receivers rule, right? If it turns into law that frames and receivers and polymer 80s and all that shit, any Glock lower, any whatever, because you know they're going to come after AR 1911 and all that stuff later, I will literally make a lemonade stand handing frames out, converted frames, and handing semi-autos out to as many people as possible in my community. Maybe I'll charge like 5 cents, right? But they do not want to, like, I don't care. I don't care. At that point, I don't care what they see me print. I don't care what they see me buy. I don't care how many spools of filament they see me roll, or thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds of ammo and guns. I don't care. I don't give a shit. And if they do want it, come to my crib. All right. You're more than welcome to take all my guns, but you're gonna have to take my bullets first.
That was the pistol brace stuff, and I said that when the pistol brace stuff started going through. I just built another pistol, and the bill. None of these gun bills in Alabama. There's maybe the one about machine gun precursor parts, which is a whole lot of horseshit. None of them should go anywhere. But I did a video on the Alabama assault weapons ban the other day, which would functionally ban just about any semi-automatic firearm. And I said in that video, if they do this, I'm not complying with shit. I'm not registering anything. Kiss my ass. I'm not doing it.
Yep. And laser etched gun frames with Bible verses. Then you're distributing religious freedom. Yes. Maybe that'll be protected under the First Amendment.
Hey,
you never know.
Frag Out Designs.
Ooh,
Frag Out needs to look into that.
He could do that. DLD has gone dark. Yo, I look, 2 years ago I said, if they make frames illegal and they make braces illegal, that's the line. Because honestly, they've already crossed the line. Dark, I have 5 cents. Look, guys,
I can come up with 5 cents.
I don't want anything to go in that direction, right? I don't have a desire. And look, they're going to take anyone at any point, and maybe one day in court or somewhere, they're going to play what I just said, right? I don't want to glorify anything like that, and I don't have a desire for anything like that to happen. But men have become so soft in our country, and we need to stand up and be like, you know what, we are supposed to be warriors of God, right? We're supposed to stand for what is right and be willing to shoot tyrants in the face over it. So if we're not willing to stand up and do that, then what are we doing? Now,
Well,
I'm also not
here's
calling for anything. Let me say real quick. I'm also not calling for anything at all. I'm just saying we need to stand up for what we believe in, whatever that may mean,
yeah,
and also don't do
absolutely.
anything against the
But
law.
but here's the biggest issue with a lot of that. So, um, if the police show up at my house to do something completely unconstitutional, they decided they wanted a gun ban in Alabama, they show up at my house. Okay, say I make a stand, they call in more and more and more backup.
Hmm.
I don't have that option.
Yeah.
You know, there are a couple crazy fuckers I know that'll show up, but nowhere near as many as the police will throw at me.
No matter
Do
what,
they all have Gatling guns?
no matter how much they
No,
lose,
that's
they
an issue.
will still win.
Yeah.
And that's in every situation you lose, right?
Look at Waco.
Yeah.
They lose and lose and lose, and then just finally burn your shit down and call it a day.
And they won for a long time in Waco before they lost. But same thing. Look at the ATF. They lost a lot before they won. But they'll
Yes.
never shake off the stink of Waco ever.
Not for people who are informed. The people who aren't informed, they don't know about that shit. They don't care about it.
Oh yeah, they have no idea. That's why
Yeah,
I
when
can wear
Waco
my
happened, I remember watching because I was actually doing homeschool at the time. I was home when during that entire siege and including when the fire actually kicked off.
Hmm.
And I was 16 or so. I didn't understand everything going on with that.
Peace out, Joe Morris. Good seeing you, bro.
Once I understood it when I was much older, then I understood the horror of that whole situation. And then when you find out they could have picked David Koresh up on a damn street corner getting coffee just about every morning.
Yeah, I mean, he was literally out jogging the morning that everything started, and they said, "Stand down, don't grab him."
Yes.
Everything could have gone over without a hitch, without one shot fired, without one. It's crazy.
You had agents testify to the fact that the culture was we wanted to do this dynamic entry. We wanted to run through and play big boy. We're the biggest, swinging whatever, fill in the blank. And that's what they wanted to do. And they were hell bent on doing that.
You know why they
doing
did
it in
it?
a way that wouldn't have led to the loss of life.
You know why they did that, right? Because if they are not relevant and if they are not needed and if they do not constantly have dangerous situations that they need to go after, not only will they start to be reduced and removed, but they won't be upgraded. Look at what's changed, right? They had to contact the National Guard and the military to get suitable vehicles, which I would not consider tanks to be suitable vehicles. Those are the words that they used for that siege, right? They no longer have to go to anybody but themselves. They got MRAPs. They got all their people in full kit. They have all the machine guns in the world, but they're coming after you, pointing the barrel of a gun at you or people, right? For machine guns. Like it's crazy. And this whole possessory crimes being violent crime, that is absolutely absurd. There is no such thing as an illegal gun. Doesn't exist. And somebody could be using a gun illegally. They could be murdering somebody. That is an illegal use of a firearm. But once that firearm is dropped, it's no longer. How can? Okay, that's another.
No, it's how you are using the item, not the item itself. My kitchen knives are not illegal. Me stabbing someone to death without just cause is illegal, and that's the way it should be for firearms. My truck's not illegal. Now, if I run down the road and I run over a bunch of, whatever's, nuns, that's illegal. Guns, and I'll say this, guns are the only things that we tend to use on other people that are treated that way. Drugs, there's something you tend to use on yourself or sell to others.
But right now, fentanyl is being used against the people, the general public, like a weapon. And surprise, surprise, it originally came from China, and I'm
China.
not talking about the fentanyl lollipops, y'all. I'm not talking about the fentanyl, patches that used to put the transdermal patches on you. No, I am talking about like fentanyl that is manufactured by South Americans and Central Americans, and that is sold by the cartel, that is being made with precursors that are purchased by the cartels from China,
China.
and they're pushing this ish out, and people are dying. I just lost another one of my ex-girlfriends the other day. Just boom, she was in recovery, she was clean for years and years and years, and then one day just get a call, gone, dead.
Well,
She has
that's
2 kids.
because we went through, and I was on long-term pain management when a lot of this shit happened.
Mhm.
Where I could literally call up my doctor and be like, "Hey, these pills aren't working anymore. I need something." And he'd be like, "Okay, we're going to bump you up to this, or we're going to give you this other pill." I didn't have to go see him. I didn't have to go through a bunch of hoops. They just said, "Okay, we're switching that over. Just put that other prescriptions aside." And there were a lot of pill mills running at the time. I understand that. There were a lot of people getting hooked on pills at the time. I understand that.
Yeah.
When you started to restrict that like you did, you opened up this market for the fentanyl.
Almost
And
like it
people
was
are now, they're going to buy what normally would have been a 10 milligram Oxycontin. And what they're getting is a lethal dose of fentanyl.
Yeah. Even
So
even
you took a
before,
problem that was bad and made it 100 times worse.
yeah, almost like it was intentionally created like that. Look, and thanks, One Love. I appreciate you. Look, I never thought that I would outlive all the people close to me that have passed away. And the saddest part when I got that call was like, man, I need to call so and so and talk to him about it. Oh, he's dead. Oh, maybe I should call so and so and talk about it. He's dead. Maybe I should call so and so and talk about it. He died last year. It's like it is constant. The dude that died last year that I told you guys about in Cali, that that was my like roll dog. That was my boy, right? He was her former boyfriend. So like, oh yeah, we were Eskimo brothers, but he
Yeah.
he was her most recent boyfriend, and he moved out of Virginia to Cali, and to have him go, and then in a year later, her go, like that's
Yeah.
crazy, man. That's crazy.
Especially when it's people that you knew, that people that you care about, even if you weren't there taking long walks on the beach together, there's
Yeah.
still people you had a personal connection to.
Yep.
And I've
And
been
that's
lucky, and a lot of it's because I'm just antisocial as fuck that I haven't had to deal with some of that. I know people that do. I'm hell, the dude who does my damn insurance on my house and on my vehicles right now. He was talking to me. He was big into the dope game for a while, for a long time. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, he told him that he was talking to me one day. He said, the last time the paramedics revived me, they told me the next time OD, they wouldn't be able to bring me back because I was becoming resistant to the Narcan. So
Oh
it wasn't
wow.
going to work on me anymore. And he said
Yeah.
that's kind of what brought him around. And then, I can't remember it may have been something when we got my wife's new truck, and we were having to sit around, fill out paperwork, and we walked outside to smoke in the middle of it and talking. And he was like, "Yeah, dude, that's what brought me around." And then he talked about a bunch of the guys that he was running with, good friends. I think one of them had died that week.
Yeah.
We've taken a problem that could have been solved a lot with treatment. We've criminalized it. We've forced it underground, and then we have made it even worse by increasing the potency of the drug.
Yep. And honestly, I start to wonder at times, with everything that happened with the OCs, with everything that changed in American medicine, and then out of nowhere, just like everyone starts denying everything related to opiates at all, right? Like even like a 5 milligram Vicodin, if you go to the hospital, it's like you you would think that it was like a nuclear
Oh,
launch
yeah.
code, the way they treat it, And I'm like, it's so I don't know if y'all reacted like too hardcore to this, which created this. It's not just a black market of pills anymore. It is a black market of like hut manufactured fentanyl that's supposed to be measured in micrograms that are just being dusted across everything that's being purchased. It
Yes.
is insanity. Corn Pop says, I think I saw Nikki Haley fly by my window. I offered her raw meat and deer urine, and she left me alone. Oh,
I'm
that's
surprised
great.
she didn't go for the raw meat, though. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah,
The deer urine may have been the kicker in that whole story.
yeah. Treatment and recovery groups work wonders. They do when people are ready to get better. They work for sure.
Well, here's the thing, and a lot of people have heard me talk about being in prison. I did just under a year in prison, 11 months and some change. I literally rolled over my bunk. We were in a big open dorm, 2-story. Literally rolled over my bunk and watched a dude with a crushed coke can smoke crack. It's the only time I've ever seen someone smoke crack. I was around more drugs in prison than I was on the street. So sending someone
Yeah.
to prison doesn't solve the drug issue.
For sure. Yeah.
You take people, if they committed a crime, they were high on something, they committed a crime. Okay. You make them do the time for the crime, and then you force them into a pipeline to where they have an opportunity to clean up and get their shit straight. That's the way you deal with that.
Yep.
You don't criminalize the drug itself. That hasn't worked since we got rid of opium in the early 1900s.
But now they're not criminalizing crime, right? Like
Yeah,
they're
well,
criminalizing possessory
we've
crime.
we've completely switched to we're not going to criminalize. We're going to completely criminalize the drug. Now we're not going to criminalize the drug, but now we're not going to criminalize the crime.
Yeah.
As long as you keep it under a certain amount, keep it under $1,000.
Yeah, they're literally they're saying, well, all these people are just committing these crimes to get drugs, so we need to not punish them for these things. And then they just go ham on. I mean, dude, there are people that are literally I mean, obviously robbing, right? And mostly robbing places. Like, dude, I encourage you guys to look up what is going on in so many cities in California. It is literally falling apart. It is like the devil's
California
playground.
or
Yeah.
Washington
too. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. And they're just letting people right out. Could you imagine smashing into a store with a blowtorching all the plastic things down?
All the Lexan, yeah.
Yeah, and then taking $950 worth of stuff and then walking out and then just being taken up for a misdemeanor and released? Like,
Dude,
that is insane.
I have to show my ID and let them record my ID to get decent sinus medication.
Yeah, that's
Right,
true.
right.
That happens too.
Because all the meth stuff.
Yeah.
And don't believe me, go read all the stuff that's not behind the counter. Go read the ingredients. None of it's, Sudafed and some of your active drugs that actually work for sinus infection. They're all the kind of not so workies. And then go ask them for a sinus medication that'll work, and then they're going to be like, "Well, where's your ID?"
Yeah,
And a lot of them, a buddy's
that's
wife
racist.
was a pharmacist. If she said if someone walked in like a 30-something-year-old white male up to a 40-something-year-old white male, even if they had ID, didn't look fucked up, she wouldn't sell it to them.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Dude,
No kidding.
do they realize that like people that are actually cooking meth, like, dude, an ounce of meth is like under $300 right now, from what I've heard recently on some documentaries. And they're not using a bunch of Sudafed to cook. I mean, people can, right? But you actually have to have like some pretty extensive knowledge to extract.
It's easy to make. It's more easy to make it in a one-pot method right now.
Yeah, Gatorade bottles all the way. More Beta Prince says, I'm currently a week after surgery, and it's scary how easy it is to ask for a refill for Oxy. Yeah, I mean, with surgery and things like that, I mean, absolutely.
I'm amazed he thinks it's easy, because
it depends.
Even with the amount of damage I have in my back, knowing that it's pressing on all these different nerves and stuff, I still had to jump through tons of hoops. Now, are you talking about, hey, we'll give you 20 here, and then you call us back, we'll give you another 20? Or are we talking like I was at one point where it's 120 of one pill and it's 40 of another pill on top of other pills?
Yeah, it's probably, if I were to guess, when there's something like very recent medical work, like a surgery or something, um, it's probably much easier to call and request something. And I've seen it with like dental stuff. I had a lot of dental work done, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you take a bunch of these pills?" And I was like, no, I can't." Like, I told him, I can't take them. I didn't tell him that I was in recovery or anything. I just declined them, said no thank you, and I kept it moving. And he said, "Check in with me in like 3 days, let me know how it's going." And I checked in with him and I told him, like, "Dude, I still have feeling in this tooth that I had a root canal in, and I know that that's not good, because when it's a root canal and the
Yes.
root is still in there and you can feel it." I told him, and he's like, "All right, well, let me just give you a prescription for the." I'm like, "Yo." So in those situations where you just had a medical procedure, yes, you could very easily get them. But if you show up like you're talking about and say, "I have pain," they're just going to be, they won't believe a word that you say. Bro, I was dealing with significant back pain and shoulder pain for so long, and I would get denied. This is before I got clean. I would get denied all of, because they thought that I was just doctor shopping and trying to get drugs.
Yeah.
And by the way, Morbida Prince, I hope you're doing okay and recovering. I don't know what your surgery was, but hope you're
Yeah.
doing
By
okay.
all means, brother. Yeah. I hope you're recovering and recovering well.
Fentanyl. I'm looking at Benchy's comment. I'm like, oh my gosh. Hey guys, I got a blast. I'm fading here.
Yeah, I got to run in a sec too. Rich, I appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you. This is one of my favorite comments. Nikki Haley is Dick Cheney in heels. Morbid Prince says, "I'm healing up just
Right.
fine, staying away from Oxy, and was able to remove appendicitis before it popped. Wow, you are so lucky. I'll have more room
Ooh,
for
yeah.
my EDC moving forward." That's funny. That's funny. Dick Cheney and drag. Pharmaceutical companies have non-addictive pain medication, but why would they release something that would cut their profits in half? They make money on the dude. Okay, so they make money on the Narcan. Very good point. They make money on the Narcan. They make money on Suboxone, Subutex, Subzolve, all these medications that people are taking. Bro, I've been taking some type of buprenorphine for over 13 years. Right? And then later on, after doing it for like a decade, because it was pretty early on when Suboxone came out, they were like, "Yeah, by the way, this is something that you should get off of in like about 90 days or less." I'm like, "Bro, I've been taking it for a decade." And I'm
Yeah.
honestly, I'm comfortable staying on it for the rest of my life. It doesn't impact me in a negative way. And
Well, it's to the point. It's kind of like being on some of the other stuff. If you were going on, or if you were addicted to prescription meds, you're still there for that prescription.
yeah,
And trust me, coming off of all the stuff that I was on for the last couple of years, people talk about kratom. That's
Yeah.
kind of what helped me deal with all the withdrawal symptoms without losing my fucking mind.
yeah. I've never even tried kratom or anything like that. What's up, Red Dog?
It's because I've come off of being on really high dose painkillers a few times in my life, because my back's been shitty since I was 16, and has caused me serious issues.
Bro,
Hell, I've got some sitting down here, but it's the least insane the transition has been from coming off of drugs like completely cold turkey.
mhm.
And you're talking about someone who 90 10 milligram Percocets was nothing.
Yeah.
I could chew those like Flintstone vitamins and would be out in less than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
On top of the hydrocodones, on top of everything else, because after a while they don't work.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
all.
especially when you're shoving down shit with acetaminophen in it. It's just,
Yeah.
and it's super bad for your liver. I mean, it's so bad for your liver.
Oh,
Benchy
dude, I would
says,
eat my liver alive.
yep. Benchy says, "My wife just gave birth on March 2nd. Bro, congratulations. Holy
Yeah,
moly. I didn't
congrats
know
on that, brother.
Yeah, I didn't know you had another little baby benchies due.
There's a little benchies.
Yeah, right.
Do we
And the
call that a
nurses,
schoolie if it's not quite a benchy and it's shorter? It's a stool.
well, it's the little benchy like the little boat, the little 3D printed boat.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Um, the nurses were trying to shove and convince her to take fentanyl. That's crazy. I had never heard that
I've
for
never heard about that.
yeah, for birth, especially if the um mother intends on breastfeeding. Like that's a little insane. They won't write you more than 30 days period. Yes, however, what they typically would do for some patients is they would give a long lasting opiate for you to take like 3 times a day, and then they would give another short acting opiate for you to take for breakthrough pain.
Oh yeah, it's called
So
trough
all in
pain.
all, yeah, so all in all, you leave a doctor's appointment each month walking away with like 2 sets of, one has like 90 pills, 120 pills, and the other one has like 120, 240 pills. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot.
Yeah, it
And
was at one point probably the second time I came off painkillers was after another bad back injury, and I was eating three. I can't remember whether they were 40 or 80. They might have been 80
hey, John Crump.
Oxycontins a day, along with 5 milligram pills, basically for the trough pain in between, because the way your body responds to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever want to climb the walls, yeah, just come off of that. And there's about 5 days where you will absolutely be insane.
Bro, I'll tell you I used to be on 16 milligrams of Suboxone, and that's a ridiculous amount. And now, I mean, prior to this, I was a heroin addict, right? Like I had an extremely high tolerance. Like when just to not be sick, I was doing three. I don't even know if I want to say this. Trigger warning, y'all. Anybody that's in recovery in here may be triggered by what I'm about to say. Okay. Um, when I didn't have dope, just to not be sick, I was slamming 30 milligram Roxys in one barrel. So I would, rinse one Roxy, pull the water out, right? And then I would clean the spoon, put another Roxy in there, squirt that same water in there, pull everything out, clean the spoon again, put a third Roxy in there because it was almost 1-to-1. So you could do for 100 units of water, you could do almost 100 units of oxycodone with like
Yeah.
a cold water extract. And I was doing 330s at one time in one barrel, boom, just to be like all right until like lunchtime. Then I do it
Just to
again.
walk around
Yeah. Then in the evening, do it again. And
without
like I
shitting
barely
yourself.
felt it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
And
it's
for those of you who don't know, if you've never come off of narcotics, after a couple of days, your body has basically a straight pipe in between your throat and your butt. And anything you put in your throat's coming directly out of your butt.
nearly immediately. Yeah. It just liquefies everything. Yeah. It's crazy. And dude, anybody out
Going
there,
the worst way.
yeah. And anybody out there that's struggling, I would recommend that you get help, find help, get clean, because
Yes.
the thing that changed my life was choosing to get clean and to not just, quit, because quitting is a process where people tend to keep going back over and over and over. Nowadays, if you go back, the risk of dying is crazy,
Immense.
right? Like, yeah,
Yes.
it's a whole different world out there. But I got clean over 13 years ago and intend to stay clean for the rest of my life. And
Yeah. A few years ago, hell, shit, let's say 8 years ago, if I wanted something on the side outside of what my doctor prescribed me, and say I wanted to pick up a couple more Percocets, or I wanted to pick up a couple more hydrocodones, that was easy to do.
yeah,
And it wasn't going to kill me. Now, if you just want one for maybe a little bit of good feels on the weekend, that could be a lethal dose of fentanyl.
yep. And
And they're
people,
putting it in everything. Weed.
yep, weed, blow, all that stuff. And there's oh man, that was one of my favorites too. I literally would be doing I'm sorry, I don't want to trigger anybody that's like clean or
No, you
sanitary.
talk about it like you are the experience, and then hey, my life got better because I got clean.
Yeah,
You know, my two of my biggest things now are drinking and smoking. If I
yeah,
could quit the drinking, I would probably do a ton better. And I know I would, but
yeah. I mean, it's
and coming off of painkillers, believe it or not, is easier than coming off of these.
it's so when I quit doing everything, I quit opiates, I quit smoking weed, I quit cigarettes, everything. October 5th, 2010, and I went to vaping right away. And back then, vaping was like something new, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that was brand new back then.
yeah, and all they had was those little whack cigarettes that they looked exactly like cigarettes, and um, man, that was crazy. I was on 36 milligrams of nicotine because it was so small. It wasn't a powerful device, so to get a good throat hit, you had to go like crazy high. Um, I was ordered. You could only order it online. There was no vape shops out here until later on. But
Yeah, I don't even remember those. I remember seeing vapes just because I can kind of gauge it off of where I was working at the time. I just got through all my stuff in college and then started working at the college and started seeing some vapes around then. I
yeah,
don't remember the ones that looked like, well, I do remember some that looked like cigarettes. They were sold at the gas stations and they looked about like a cigarette. Had the
yeah,
same shape, maybe a little longer.
yeah.
Um,
They had the little
you know,
tip that
stuff like
would
that.
glow. It would glow
Yeah.
when you puffed on it. Red Dog Readiness, thanks, bro. He says, I'm really glad you made it out. DLD After Dark, I lost a lot of friends to that shit, and now you're doing the things, bro. Thanks. Mad props. Praise God for your recovery. You too, Coop. Stay clean. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it, Rip. Or Red. Rip. I was looking at Rip and saw
Yeah,
Red.
yeah. Rip
Yeah,
Curl
just
and
listen.
Rip. Yeah, there's a lot of similar names out there. All right, well, we got to go ahead and wrap up. I got to be up super
Yep,
early in the
yep.
morning, so I know we didn't get to dive too much into the state of the onion, but guys,
No,
let's be honest.
there wasn't anything spectacular in the state of the onion tonight. It was basically a bunch of boiled down stump speeches that Biden's already given.
Was he like totally tweaking on whatchamacallit, not Ritalin, Adderall or something?
He was more awake tonight than I've seen him on almost anything else, which I can believe it because they, I guarantee they hopped him up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
There was one point where a father, I think his kid got killed, and he absolutely started shouting at Biden. And I'm gonna have to go back and find that and maybe do a clip on that. And of course, there were a couple times where certain Republicans, Marjorie Greene and a couple others, started yelling at him because he's lying through his fucking false teeth
Yep.
the whole time.
That's kind of why I want to watch it for real, because it's almost, the lies are what make it entertaining, and it's all become a total shit show, and
It is. It
dude,
absolutely is.
tonight I went to the store, and when I went to the store, I got stuff to make chili twice. I'm on a chili kick. I got 4 12 packs of seltzer. I got a thing of toilet paper, a thing of paper towels, a thing, just like a bunch of stuff, right? But not like a whole week's worth of groceries. Bro, it was $174. I'm like, this is this has gone so far, dude, so far.
Dude,
Those things of
it's
seltzer used to be $2 and some change. Now they're
yes,
$4. The little burrito things used to be $2. They're $4. Everything is twice as expensive. This is
yes,
crazy.
and it's getting smaller.
Yeah,
Biden, he talked about shrinkflation tonight. He's kind of making fun of it, and he's blaming it on corporations. Well, shrinkflation, they're shrinking their portions. Well, they've done that through time. If I'm old enough to remember when a Whopper was as big as my head, and now I can go and get a Whopper and it's a quarter of the size, or I go to get a freaking bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit from the fast food place in the morning to run into work, and it's a quarter of the size.
Yeah.
And that's because companies don't want to change their prices. They shrink down portions, and then after they can only shrink down portions so much, then they raise prices.
And they'll eventually get to raising prices 100%, no question.
Yes. And that's when before Biden got in office, I could stop by Burger King, and I can remember this because, of course, I'm old enough. I can remember stopping at Burger King to get a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, which was bigger than it is now, a large coffee, a large hash brown, and an orange juice, and it would cost me $6 and some change, almost $7.
Yeah.
That same thing right now is almost $11.
Yep. Dude, I literally, so near my old job, I used to have, there's this bagel place, and they sell, I mean, probably the best, like, closest thing to like homemade like bagel. Well, I mean, they are homemade bagels,
Yeah.
but they'll do like bacon, egg, and cheese bagels, breakfast sandwiches, they'll do lunch stuff, they'll do all sorts of stuff, right? And I was like, yo, I'm going to get, because I have another a thing that I do professionally from time to time, and I support a company, and um, I go there and I'm like, yo, I'm going down the street to get one of these bacon, egg, and cheese bagels. Now, usually I used to get a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel and like a Red Bull or a seltzer or something like that. And it was like 10 to $12, depending on if I got
Yeah.
a seltzer or a Red Bull, right? And my guy was like, yo, will you get me one too? And I was like, yeah, I got you. Got 2 sandwiches, no drinks, $19 and some change. Almost $20 for 2
Yes.
bagel sandwiches, bro. That's crazy.
The prices went up so much.
With no
It's like
drinks,
the other morning.
by the way. That's my point to that. My bad, because I just realized, I was like, yeah, it was like $10. It was like a $6 sandwich and like a $4 or $5 Red Bull, or whatever. Now it was $20 for 2
for the
only
sandwiches.
sandwiches. Yeah.
Yes. Because some of those places, especially places like that, haven't shrunk their portion sizes and tried to keep prices normal. They kept their portion sizes the same, but their prices go up. All your big fast food chains have shrunk the portion sizes, try to keep the prices, halfway decent, but now they're having to step up even more on the prices. So you're getting less food, way more money.
Yep.
And it's everything's like that. I can't stop at a grocery store and just buy stuff for dinner for me, the wife, and 2 kids without spending $80.
Yep. It's insane, man. Drink a lot, as most 18, early 20-something-year-olds do when chasing pussy and going through parties and whatnot. But by my mid-20s, drinking wasn't all appealing to me. Just, I'm kind of the same way. I kind of like quit drinking before I was 21, or like right around 21. But also prior to 21, I had like a serious problem with alcohol. Well, I was starting to develop a serious problem with alcohol. And this, as long, for anyone in recovery out there, as long as you realize that you may have some behavioral issues with being addicted to shit, then you can at least know what to look out for. But my issue truly, as crazy as this may sound, wasn't with alcohol. It was going to parties with friends and chicks, and it was like, if you're going out, you're drinking. And all of a sudden it turned into, oh, I work nights, so I go out every night and I drink every night. And it was just a terrible, combination of things. But luckily I caught myself, and I was like, yo, this is heading in a bad direction,
And it's good that you called it. It really is.
Yeah.
Yes. It's funny that some of the most base people I've ever met in my life are not the guys who have had this easy trip on things, never had a hard issue. They're people who have been through really hard ordeals. And I know some cats that one of them, me and him were talking one time, and he went to recovery, and they gave him this list and just check off every one of these drugs you've done. And he was like, look, it would be easier to check this list off with stuff I haven't done.
Yeah.
He's just, one of the most based, coolest dudes you ever want to meet in your life. But he'd come through that much adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And we end up at we're run by a bunch of just absolute morons these days. I'm sorry, we are.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have no idea how to fix anything, but they
No.
think they know how to fix everything. Craig, what's up, brother? He says, I went to Subway the other day, got one sandwich, and it was $18. They used to be like $6. You remember the $5 footlong? We won't forget that song ever. I mean,
No.
dude,
Their mascot back then was, well, he was kind of sketchy.
he was a pizza enjoyer for sure.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap up. Coop, remind everybody, you know, who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and hopefully we can push some folks your way.
Which most guys in here already know me. C&T Designs and Arms. You can find me at C&T Designs and Arms on just about any social media. My X account, my Rumble's pretty much the same, YouTube. And I do a really lot of long-term content stuff, kind of like this, where we may watch a congressional hearing. We may watch, like tonight, the State of the Union. I am going to do more bingo stuff, so keep an eye out for that, because that was
fun.
kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
And I like the really long form stuff because I like to hear things in people's own words, and I like the participation from the guys in chat. And I am trying to get back to doing some more actual recorded videos on stuff on gun laws and things like that. It just, and right now, like, I don't have a schedule. When something comes up, if there's not someone I'm watching like Dark or Rich or Crump, if something comes up, I just go live. It's just the way I roll it. But
oh yeah, and make sure, if you guys don't subscribe to his YouTube channel, it's C&T Designs and Arms. And are you, Coop, are you on Instagram too?
I am on IG. I can, if you look me up by C&T Designs and Arms on Instagram, you should find me. I don't do a whole lot over there.
Okay.
I will do more when I get my shop back up and running, and I start posting, videos of plasma cuts and all sorts of stuff that I'm doing like that.
Yeah.
I haven't done. I'm horrible about keeping up with it. So, like, Man Against the Masses is great. He does something on IG and sends me a meme or something like that, and then he'll be in a chat and be like, "Hey, Coop, look at your IG," and then I'll go run and look at it. Or Mike McLean sends me a lot of stuff on IG, and as long as I know about it, I'll go look at it. But I don't keep up with IG as much as I do my other stuff.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, yeah, make sure to go show him some love. At least subscribe to his YouTube channel. And guys, in closing here, I know we talk about a lot of different stuff here, but it's important to realize, like, I mention this a lot.
You're going to hell.
He
just subbed me. He's going to hell.
I say this a lot, right? We're living in tumultuous times, and right now is the time to get right with your family and get right with God. And it's funny. One of my viewers, a guy that I personally admire a great deal. I always look forward to his comments when he comes back on the rewatch the next day around. And he sent me something on Instagram. And it was this pastor, and he was talking, and he was like, so this kid comes up to this pastor, right? And he's like, hey, pastor, if I become a Christian, do I have to quit smoking pot? And the pastor's like, no. And the kid thinks he doesn't understand what he's asking. He's like, no, I'm saying, if I become a Christian, do I have to quit smoking marijuana? Right? And the priest is like, no. And he's like, oh, God, you don't get it. You're an old man. You don't understand what I'm talking about. So clearly you don't get what I'm saying. So he's like, do I have to quit smoking weed if I want to follow Jesus? And the pastor's like, no. And he's like, okay, this dude is out of his mind. He doesn't get it. So he reaches in his jacket and he pulls out a big spliff. And he's like, this is what I'm talking about. Do I have to quit smoking this to follow Jesus? And the pastor's like, no, and no, you don't understand. He said, do you have to wash yourself and get yourself clean before you take a shower? And the kid's like, no, you take a shower to get clean. And he said, that's what following Jesus is. Once
Yes.
you fall into that life and that lifestyle, those things just happen. You tend to, clean up while you're in that relationship. And it was just a really dope thing. And now obviously I'm explaining a video, which is never it's like when people try to explain memes, right? But it was just so it made me realize all the little insignificant worldly shit that made me keep from, dedicating my life to following Jesus, because it was like, man, I don't want to have to stop doing this stuff. I don't want to have to doing this. I have to stop doing this. I have to stop doing this. I can't do this. I can't. No, it's
Not
just
before you
about
show
making
up.
the
Yeah.
decision and then getting better, becoming, clean as you do it. And I will, looking back, I can see God throughout all of my life, leading up to this point, even though I turned my back on him, when I was younger, right? But I can still see him in my life and working through my life. And, getting to this point now is just like, I wouldn't trade anything for the world, other than I would have done it earlier, but, yeah,
But
that's
we
my
got to
thing.
do our thing. But what people in this is where we deal with some stuff where
I was good,
religion
Black.
has
Good to
been
see you,
so
bro.
where
Sorry.
religion has been so bastardized that people think they have to be this thing before they show up to church. Now, I'm not going religiously right now. I have in the past.
Hmm.
And what I learned a long time ago is you're there for the development. You are there to get better. You're not better before you get there. It's in a way, in some ways, it's kind of like rehab. You're an addict and you're a dirty bastard when you hit rehab.
Hmm.
You don't get clean and then go to rehab.
Yep. And a lot of
It's
people don't go to rehab because they're like, oh, I'll wean myself down first,
yes,
so I don't, like, yeah, no, it don't work like that.
no. Yeah, but I will tell you this: going to church is a whole lot less painful than,
They
well,
go-
for the most part.
yeah. Yeah.
There are things you're going to have to look at yourself and be like, okay, I
It's
got it.
it's funny though, because a lot of people think that they have to go to church to worship, or that they have to. But I don't like how a lot of churches, a lot of religions have become this industrialized, like,
Yes,
it's just I don't like that. And g- honestly, coming from me, I go to a big church, right? I never ever envision myself going to a big church. There's like 2,000 people in every single church
service. Yeah.
service. It's insane, right? um they've never asked. I've been going there for 6 months, maybe more now. They have never asked for anyone to contribute anything to them ever. They've never passed a collection plate. They have never done and well, I don't want to give too much info, but finding out who my church is connected to is like, whoa, like,
You want
y'all,
to
like,
you want to figure out who a church is and whether or not you should go to it. A church you should be going to is generally going to make you uncomfortable. The church that's affirming everything that you're already doing isn't the church you need to be with. The
yeah,
church that you need to go to is the one who is going to tell you the truth. Are they going to condemn you every 5 seconds? No, but they're going to tell you there is a right, there is a wrong.
yeah,
Hey, if you don't like your toes stepped on, wear steel-toed boots to church, but just keep coming, and
yeah. I
and
mean,
your life, you'll see that change.
people that I think one of the biggest, like, aha moments that I had was I kept, like, finding myself in positions where people were trying to pull me back closer to God. This is more recently in my life, over the last, like, year or two. And if it weren't for those people just trying to consistently do that, and I ended up getting invited to church one day, and I was like, you know what, this is the perfect time. So I ended up going, but I was like, let me go by myself. I don't want to go and bring my daughter. I want to check it out first. Bro, like, right when I got in there, the pastor was like, all right, look here. all this stuff is going on with all these churches that are, you know, saying that they're, you know, LGBT, you know, silent letter 2 friendly and all that. That is fake. It is evil. They are, you know, perpetrators and this and that. He said, here, we're not going to lie to you. Here, we're going to tell you the truth. Here, we only talk about truth and we study the scripture. And if you don't like that, there's the door. And I was like, I wanted to stand up like, like, amen, you know, and you know what? And for people out there, you don't need a church to worship. Okay. You just work on your relationship with God and do your thing and become, you know, a better person, get closer with God. That's all that matters. Red Dawn Readiness says, a smoke bud every day for 20 years, multiple blunts a day, and beg God to take the urge away from me. And in May, it will be 12 months clean lungs. Took me getting my second on the way to want it more. Damn, good for you, bro. That's awesome.
Absolutely, brother.
Good for you, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't need a church. And at the same time, some people do, right? Some people can just go get clean on their own. Some people need a rehab. Some people need a community. Some know yourself, right? And don't let all these other people jump in, and don't let me do it either. Don't listen to me as like the voice, right? Like, it just, you need to know yourself, get to know yourself. And if you are in a situation where you are just so deluded by everything that's going on in our world right now, take some time to yourself. Take a couple days off and get to know yourself and figure out what's best for you. Because look, here's what hit me. If God came back right now, right this second, and it was like, bam, you cannot make a decision now to follow me, right? Anybody right now that has committed their life to me, repented to their sins, and they believe that I died, and like, you get to go to heaven. Anyone else? Sorry about your bad luck. Like, bro, I had 30 plus years to make this decision. And if that happened, like, trumpets playing and just boom, I'd be like, oh shit, you know, like, and it hit me like, dude, and I'm not saying like my way is the way, right? I personally believe that, you know, what I believe in is the truth. But I'm just saying, like, find your way, y'all. That's all I'm saying. When I say, when I say get right with God, I mean with Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway,
Come on.
Keep it moving. So guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all y'all. In the end, some of the only things that we have, especially as men, we need to stand up and be strong warriors of God, and no more of this soft bullshit, drinking freaking soy microplastic water. And I don't even know why I got that shit. I'm still gonna drink it. I'll be real. But anyway, be strong, right? Stand up for what you believe in, and don't take no shit. Taking no shorts and losses, man. Name that song. Anyway, your standards and expectations of you and yourself are really all you have. So I encourage you guys, just like I close every single stream with the 3 rules that I like to share with you guys. I'll share them and then we'll be out of here. So rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So just be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed, because the hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that we're out of here. However, Rudy Finney just did a mic drop again. Yep. He always does it. Thank you. Rudy Finney just came in and was like, just did a mic drop right in here. So Rudy, brother, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys. All the support that you guys have given. It is incredible, and couldn't do it without you. And guys, don't forget, penis. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all so much. Y'all take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one. And go, for anyone shopping for anything, go check in with Jonah First, Big Mac Defense. Bro, he's just saved so many people money on cans, on NFA items, on rifles. He's got a bunch of parts and stuff for me in the past, a bunch of guns. He got my brother a Beretta A300 for like $200 less than what PSA was selling it for. Like, all sorts of stuff. Like, if you're buying something gun related, check with him if it's not something on DLD hardware. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Coop, thank you for coming on, my brother.
Hey, brother, I appreciate it.
No doubt.
And I
I'll
didn't
catch
get
you
you
on the
banned
next
this
one.
time.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Hey, just a quick note. I did flip flop weekends, so I will be having a show this weekend. So this Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Also, do me a favor, go take a look at the links in the description. Also, there are now all my affiliate link, not all of them, almost all of my affiliate links on DLD hardware. So you guys can go there for the stuff that I can't put on certain platforms. So if you guys are making purchases and there's Goom Beam, there's Gideon Optics, there's Tack Knives, there's all sorts of stuff in the description, but there's also stuff on DLD hardware, which that website is still being built out. So anyway, love y'all. Just please stay strapped, always stay strapped, or always get clapped. Love y'all.